All right, welcome to Shit Talk episode 9. We got special guest here, Marquise. Say hello.
What's up?
And we also got Red, White, and Ben, and Ryan. So, first off, thank you all you shitheads tuning in. It actually means a lot to us, because I do take pride in the fact that I am beating shots fired in numbers. So
damn, I remember that podcast. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, whatever. Pride is worthless.
So the first thing we're going to be jumping into is actually something that is near and dear to me because I am a CZ fanboy.
Oh, I was like near and dear. I was like, hold on, let me get my phone out. I'm gonna start scrolling.
CZ bought Colt. Now, this is actually some news that broke late last week, but is now in the market now. And oh, wait, what's up?
Negative.
So
it's been in the works for like a month or two.
Okay.
It was finalized last week.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They cut the check.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So they were still working out the details for like a month or so. I had read the article saying they were final. Like when the one you sent me, I was like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot all about this. Because I was actually kind of excited. Because I as well like CZ. I think they make some solid shit.
Mm-hmm. So as a CZ fan, do you think they're going to bring that CZ 75-esque era to Colt and make Colt great again? Because let's just face it, Colt has not been the same thing that it has been.
Where do I start? I don't know, man. Like, there's been a few people that come into the shop and they've got like full-on Colt rifles and stuff, and I've got nothing against Colt. Like, they're a great company.
Hey, Marquise, you're breathing into the mic.
That's what sexual chocolate sounds like. Yeah. But no, so... Colt's had some good stuff over the years. I mean, you can still find a Colt Python that's beat the fuck up, and that'll still pull $2,000 all day long. Like, they've made some guns over the years that were pretty phenomenal. Like, but a lot of the times what I see is people coming in the shop and they've got these full Colt rifles, and it's got an A2 front sight, and it's got plastic hand guards, and it's got this and it's got that. That a lot of us would like kind of just turn our noses up at because it's, I don't know, we like Gucci guns.
Unless it's a clone.
Yeah, unless it's a clone build, we don't really give a shit about stock standard rifles. Like, dude, I even got wild about an M4 clone the other day. Some dude brought in 14.5-inch barrel, like ACOG and everything, and I was like, man, I ain't seen one of these. I fucking hate this grip and I hate this stock, but I got a lot of memories with this rifle. Fucking badass. And I got a little wild about that, but we got a lot of people that bring these rifles in and they want to like trick them out and they want to, do this and do that and whatever. And I'm like, dude, go fucking sell this thing because somebody's going to buy it because it's fucking Colt, and only because it's Colt. Like, nothing against them, but you're paying for the name. Like, they make great rifles. Don't get me wrong. I want that to be stated. But a lot of what you're paying for is the name. I mean, if you had a stock standard rifle from Colt and you had that same rifle in the same configuration from somebody else, you wouldn't be paying $1,200 to $1,500 for it. You fucking wouldn't, flat out. The only reason why you are is because it has Colts on it.
Yeah, those clone guys for the Mark 18s, they're all about those Colt.
Yeah, you got to have the correct lower, you got to have the correct upper, the correct barrel. It's got to be stamped. It has to have the roll marks, all this shit. And like I've had 4 or 5 customers. I'm like, go sell that rifle, fucking buy something else, or get an upper and lower, and let's build something out pretty cool. I had one guy that had one in particular that was like a pre-band rifle. He sold that, and him and his son were gonna trick that out. I told him to sell it. They came back in with like a fucking one of those new Galil Aces, and like a Tavor or some shit like that. Like, holy shit, you're an idiot for whoever like fucking paid top dollar for that, but you know what? It's probably something they like, so whatever. So I'm excited to see not if CZ can make Colt great again. I'm here to see that if CZ takes Colt what they can do together as far as both their warehouses, both their manufacturing, all the machines, everything like that. Like, I don't give a shit if they bring the 75 over to Colt or if they bring AR uppers and lowers over to CZ. I want to see some sort of, I don't know, in between fucking mixed hybrid or some shit like that. That's I don't know. Like, there's not been a whole lot of innovation, even though you hear that 1,000 times at SHOT Show. Like, let's show me something fucking new. I want to see something dope.
Dan Wesson.
I'm all about the Dan Wesson series. One of my favorite series.
Some sexy guns, but it's also like, what can Colt bring to CZ? Because I know the Brens. I like the Brens a lot, but their accuracy is not what I think it should be as far as a 1 MOA gun. So can Colt help drive some innovation in there with a sub MOA gun? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, because you got the wheel guns. What are they going to do with the wheel guns? And there's high hopes, but are they going to go in and gut them and just take them away and start leveraging what they have? I don't know. Dude,
all CZ guns, but with Colt barrels, that's all that fucking needs to change. Fucking give them the Colt, what was that, like Colt Hammer Forged barrels that Colt does? Mm-hmm. I know Daniel Defense does that for sure, and then I think FN does it as well. Like, throw some good Colt barrels in there, or fucking, go through all the documents that Colt has about barrel making, apply that to CZ, and let's move the fuck on and forget about the wheel guns.
Markeith, what about you?
Well, I don't think too much is going to happen. I don't think you're going to get the whole big thing of innovation. That you're going to get like, oh, we're going to just make some Colt lowers. And like you said, all the old dudes are going to be like, oh, I'm going to reenact this gun from Call of Duty. And I want to be the first one to say it because somebody else said it. What do you call those things? Fuck clone guns. Yeah, that's what it was. I know it was something I want to say.
Hey, man, you say fuck clone guns, you're just too poor to afford one.
I already have the clone gun. I got the Riz 2 shit bang with that. I was like, this is ridiculous. This grip is trash. And I'm like, I'm not going to spray paint my gun like a fucking idiot.
Whoa.
As you were.
Whoa.
This is for me.
Shots
what you
fired.
make for yourself is what you make for yourself. But I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
That's racist.
Well, it says Black History Month, so I got a couple more days left.
Dude, fucking Marquise going off about colored guns over here.
But I mean, the wheel gun craze, Colt wasted that time when they had Walking Dead to put that Python out. They didn't do shit. They dropped it a couple of years ago. It took us forever to move a 4-inch one. We had a couple of rifles. They sold for high prices because people thought it was cool because it was a Colt. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you're right. Maybe they can fix that bread, make that barrel a little more accurate. Mm-hmm. Actually put some spice on it because they don't even have enough gas settings for it. HB Industries already doing that for them anyway. Mm-hmm. Maybe Collabor would be cool. Maybe a Dan Wesson S Python.
That would be really cool.
That would definitely pull some dollars.
Dan Wesson Delta Elite.
Dude,
there we go. Really get my money in my pocket right there, wouldn't you?
That or take the Colt 1911s and wheel guns, send them to the Dan Wesson shop, and have those refinished as Dan Wesson guns, and then you can have the CZ, Dan Wesson, and the Colt logo on there. But other than that, the only thing Colt related that I care about is that old school like 9mm SMG that ran off like Colt mags.
Yeah,
dude, that shit's awesome.
That'll be dope to re-bring that back out, especially in the 9mm subgun craze that is like raging right now. So that'd be a great time to do that.
Dude, give me an A2 front on that too. I don't give a shit, dude.
And move the damn company out of Connecticut.
Is that the AR version? Is it like an AR?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
with the stick mag, the straight stick mag that actually works.
Yeah, and then it's got an A2 front sight with no it's not like drilled out or nothing like that for a gas tube. Yeah, it's rad.
Yeah, just because a blowback gun. Mm-hmm. Just do that bad boy and just rock those with the Scorpions. Just be like, doing with them shits.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing is when you brought up the Colt too, or the Pythons too. It's like I get it. They're revamping a series that everybody loved and wish they still did, but it's like 20, 30 years from now, I don't think those guns are going to be worth shit as opposed to the first-gen Colt Pythons that were originally released back in the day.
Which weren't even really good guns to begin with. That's why it didn't last.
It's just because it looks tough. That's why I made it into The Walking Dead.
It's a nice-looking gun. It does look better than a Smith or a Ruger. Which those are beaters, but they don't look as... The coloring wasn't as pretty. The polish wasn't as nice. But they also wasn't as nice shooting either.
Dude, if it comes down to a Colt Python or a Beretta 92, I'm going to pick up that Beretta 92 and shoot that Colt Python. And then I'm going to throw that Beretta 92 in a river. I don't give a shit, dude. I don't like not anti-revolver, but I am pretty stuck on mag capacity.
Yeah, likewise.
Well, it's 2021 at this point. I mean,
there's so much advancement.
They're just cool, right?
Yeah,
They feel good in the hand.
that's what she said.
Yeah. They're just cool.
they were cool
I
for
don't
that
know if we
time. We're
caught
moving
that.
on.
Yeah. So the next topic is actually we're going to be jumping into is that Trump still might face punishment for the Capitol riots after the Senate impeachment.
Did anybody watch the trial?
I actually watched part of it.
How much is the part?
Probably 30 minutes, and then I couldn't take it
You
anymore.
watched the commercial break.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, it was chief buffoonery, sir.
I can't
Yeah.
believe they wasted that much time.
No, you have no idea. It was like the equivalent of you listening to somebody's bowel movement in the bathroom and you just sitting there and soaking it in because you know it's just so full of shit.
That's
and it's not going to pass. You just like, why are we playing this game? They show you tweets. They had a doctor tweet that they made up. He was like bring up the stuff that other people had said, like Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, all the stuff they said about getting people's faces, and Kamala Harris bailing out rioters and whatnot.
Yeah,
and he had all this stuff. They're just like, whoa, I don't remember that. And, Eric Sitwell, California, that guy is a major douche who was getting controlled by some Chinese spy Fang, and it was just like, this is a fuck show. I mean, this is the very definition of the fuckery was what we watched again,
Yeah.
and it was like, why are you distracting us from? Oh, all those executive orders that Joe Biden just dropping. Well, that shit's over now. So now we're gonna try we're gonna have a 9/11 commission, stock commission to look into this coup that happened, full of old people and Antifa members. They came in and walked around and took some pictures and then nicely left. Probably cleaned the place up when they got done. And we're just like, okay, this is... What are we doing now? Can we get on some real problems? Some real stuff? No. We're going to try to punish a guy who's already got fired.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie though, I would have totally stole that podium.
Oh, most definitely.
Dude, if I had a chance to steal a podium like that, dude, you better believe I'm going Facebook Live from my house every day, making speeches in the garage. Be like a shelf full of empty beer cans behind me. I'm like, and another thing, let me tell you about this. I was like hammered drunk and shit.
I still want to know what's on that freaking hard drive. I want to know what's on the hard drive. I mean, if you watched all of that trial, I applaud you, but I hope people wake up. Like, this is your government that wants to shove shit in your arm, right? This is a government that doesn't want you to realize, that continues to say, what, there's no evidence of voter fraud or of election fraud. Then why were they blocking out all of the windows? Right? Like, there's just one example. Why are they not talking about the guy the post office worker that said he threw away a bunch of ballots? You're telling me that's not an example of election fraud? And they just want to sweep it under the rug? Like,
what do you expect, Ryan? They had people who were in the middle of a desert or the ocean. They made them come back to the police to arrest them because they wasn't social distancing or they weren't in the house. From that point forward, all this was just like,
right.
What do you mean, wake up? Yeah. They had plenty of opportunity to wake up. They just like, nah, I'm cool. I got about $200 or my $600.
$600.
$600.
Yeah, it was 600.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So I was just like, they got their money. They're shutting up. They got Facebook and Netflix.
Instagram, yeah.
So, I mean...
keep their head in the sand is that...
Head in the sand, we to the shoulders, bro. Like, literally. Armpit level deep. Because there's no way you should be accepting anything. The fact that Joe Biden won, let's think about that. Joe Biden won.
Well, Joe Biden's president.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether or not he won.
Yeah. Joe Biden is president. Even Joe Biden wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, he's like, oh, well, I'm here. where are the whores and Monica Lewinsky? Y'all got to actually work. It's just fake sign me this. I'm going to the back end.
Right. Dictators use executive order, and now he's set the record. So,
yeah. Well, it's like another thing is like not now. Correct me if I'm wrong, because
you're white, so you're wrong.
I was going to say,
you're privileged.
you know what? And another thing, Marquis. No, and I'm very open about saying this. I'm stupid, I'm not. Shut up over there, Scott. Let me finish my damn point, you motherfucker. Anyways, so I'm not saying I know anything about how elections work. Like, obviously, I get the gist and stuff like that. But I had a buddy staying over at my house that night, and me, him, and my fiance watched, the good part of them counting the votes or whatever. And then we woke up the next morning, and there was like
The 3 a.m. Yep.
like several more millions of votes in the morning than there was at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'm like, who in the flying fuck is staying up all through the night just to count ballots?
This is the most voter turnout we've ever had in history because you mailed the motherfuckers in.
Like, is that a thing? Like, do they actually count ballots overnight? Like I said, I'm stupid. I don't know.
They will count all. They have to count all the ballots.
Yeah.
All of them overnight?
All of them.
Yeah.
They
Man.
have to keep going over till it's all done. They can't have any breaks. You can't have any outside
Well, the
interference. Like that.
surprising thing was the majority of his votes were already accounted for through mail-in absentee ballots. So to have that spike at 3 in the morning after the majority of his votes were already absentee ballots, it's like, come on, guys.
They're like, oh, fuck, sorry, we forgot about this box over here.
Which
Yeah.
They literally have video of people pulling that out, but they want to say that there's no evidence of voter fraud.
There's no video
No
of me pulling
evidence of
anything
voter
out.
We had voter fraud issues in California for LA mayor race. And you think the guy who let's be honest, he had unified hate. I've never seen a president that was this hated in my lifetime. And the last guy who was this hated, he got shot in the head. So, and it was like, yeah.
If you get shot in the head, you're probably you're at least hated by one person.
Yeah, somebody.
And then the prize
common
was
facts.
FDR, who was so gangster, even Supreme Court got up on him because he was just turning everybody out. But Trump was just doing too much for them.
Yeah.
The world didn't like him because he was doing too much. And it was just like, hey, you got to go, bro. He was just like,
there was one thing like right before the election was finalized that he was going to release a whole bunch of information. Release it, dude. Freaking release it.
Yeah, do it. Send it.
Like,
Send
if
your
there's
traffic.
if there's any way we're going to get people heads out of the sand, it's going to have to be with wholesale fuckery, man. It's just like, this is what's going on behind the back of the American civilization, and you guys need to know about it.
I disagree with you. We have too much information right here in other places. And if they're not listening, and now they got like everything's fake news. It's like, well, we don't believe it because it's not fake news because it's not telling me what I want to hear. It's not reaffirming my beliefs.
Right.
Instead of people taking a challenge to their belief and deep thinking, they're retreating back into their beliefs and actually walking to the echo chambers,
Reinforcing that.
instead of going like, you're right. Let me think about this. This is interesting. Let me figure out maybe this is wrong. Nope. You're wrong. It's so and so. We're so past racism and sexism. It is bare bones tribalism to the nth degree. There's no way you cannot be this. It's like there's no way you all can't see the fucking forest for the trees. We're in the forest. You're tied to a pine tree. I'm hitting you with pine cones. You're like, no, you're not. I'm at home still. This is all a dream.
That'd be the next thing you hear on the media. That these white people are being too tribalist.
Oh yeah, but then again, you all are public enemy number one, and you know who put you at public enemy number one. Your own women. So this way can take your spots. I mean, if you look back, who's leading the charge on all y'all shit? Who's taking all the jobs in Hollywood? Who's running all this shit? Moms Demand Action and all this other bullshit. Who do you see out front, right behind that one colored person, telling them, "Yeah, go." And then the moment they go, they step over their ass and take the job.
With the black square on their Facebook page.
The fucking black squares. Don't get me on that bullshit. You fucking weak fucking losers. I'm going to put a black square in solidarity. If I could have found every single one of them and posted right there, fucking black squares, be like, here's the solidarity you need. Now you all got black eyes. There you go.
Just hit them up over Facebook Messenger. Be like, hey, bitch, I'll be at this fucking parking lot at this time. Let's do this. Hope you're ready to throw hands.
I don't know if Scott was prepared for this.
No. And the reason why is we ended up having a discussion earlier saying, like, you can sit in, but we only have 3 mics.
My bad.
And
See you, Joey. You want to twist it tea?
If your car to warm up, what are you, 5? Just get that shit.
All right. In his defense, my feet and boots are wet, so I'm definitely letting my truck warm up tonight.
It is like 3 degrees.
Yeah, my feet are been frozen.
I got these nice insulated Kings, so I'm just pretty much been rocking those all week. I learned from that first match in Sparta. We were doing those shits. Ryan, that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna give me some insulated shoes. Because,
Vortex?
yeah, because that day I was like, oh no. Oh no.
all right. So I wanted to get into the next topic, and the next topic is discussing.
Madness.
So Magnus ready to fucking throw hands.
Yeah, he is. In fact, he's
He's like, what's up with these fucks in solidarity? I'm out here throwing paws, dog. He does throw paws. I've been hit in the face by that dog. Because you get him all excited and you like do one of these things so he can like come up to you. And I catch one here, catch one here. He gets scratched on that side. He like combs my beard on the way down and out. It's wild. Yeah, it's crazy. We're pretty close. We're getting anklets next week.
I think we're covering Star Wars next.
The next one is.
Can we vote
will
to
the
skip? Okay, sorry, my bad.
Will the Democrats use another stimulus check package to distract the masses from the current attack on our rights?
Shit, what did last stimulus check? People didn't get those.
Yeah.
They're still salty, and I mean big salty. Like, we can clear up all the St. Louis roads. All the Missouri roads with the salt that came out from that one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, if they pay out the last one, sure. Well, they ain't pay out the last one, so no.
Well, it's like, one of my favorite memes was like that when they were talking about doing $2,000 or whatever. And somebody put a post out that was like, we're going to do this, this, and this for the country. And it's like, it's a pretty bold statement for somebody that owes me $2,000.
So I'm like, what y'all going to do? Shit, no. Good. You have this way trying to distract you from now was the fact they didn't pay that money up. Mm-hmm. And people are salty. So I heard you can, like, if you didn't get it, you can put on your tax returns. So, which is also funny, by the way, tax returns, because, you know, I paid you too much money here. You can give me some back. Yeah. Thank you, sir. May I have another? So, for those that rated, you know, tax returns or even got one of those checks. So.
Yeah.
I hate
I can't.
taxes.
I
890, what was it, $898 billion package?
Yeah. I can get in.
Whipped up out of nothing. Like, where'd that come from?
Maybe the money we send to other countries.
That's where it went.
No, I'm saying, like,
that doesn't mean where'd it come from.
No, I'm saying where it came from is the money we send to other countries. The other shit we do, taxpayer funds, the shit we sell to other people.
It was all the oil we got from Iraq, wasn't it? That's how we got it.
You mean all the oil we have here that we don't even utilize? Like, California actually gets their oil from fucking the Middle East.
We found the weapons. We found the weapons of mass destruction. Brought them home, resold them, relabeled them, and took them off to somebody else. And that's where it's coming from. You're
Perfect.
welcome.
India.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Thank you for my TED talk.
Well, I guess this is an unpopular opinion. I do like the fact that we are not using our resources or using other people's resources and keeping our resources for ourselves. And that's just me. Like, I know that we can make ourselves self-sufficient, and having the infrastructure there to actually have all this oil and everything available for us at just a touch of a button. Like, I need it now. Okay, we'll have it to you. But I do like the fact that, you know, if we have the oil here, let's leave it for ourselves. Let's use someone else's, because let's face it, oil is a non-return commodity. The moment you use it, it can't be used again.
You talk about, dude, I pull the oil out of my truck all the time and dump it right into the earth. That's recycling, right?
No, Ben.
You pull it from the ground, you put it back in. I'm fucking around. I'm
Yeah.
fucking around. I'm not serious about that.
Is that Greenpeace?
Only at the bar.
Should have come in. The
like
brother on
I-
the ground is here now for Ben.
Yeah, did you hear Ben got arrested by the EPA? I didn't know they could arrest people.
So like
Apparently, they didn't like his message.
So I agree with that sentiment. And let's use theirs because the moment we use it, it's gone. So let's leave ours for us. When the push comes to shove, we have it. It's available. But I guess it's an unpopular opinion because a lot of people say, well, it's ours, so we should use it. I'm just like, no, we should wait. We should use ours at the very last moment.
Well, shit, Texas can use it right now. They're out of power.
They're frozen wind farms.
That's
I was telling you on the way here, there's a funny ass meme too. It's like they used a fossil fuel powered helicopter using fossil fuel anti-ice or de-icing to loosen up
The wind turbine.
the green energy. It's like, come on, guys.
Somewhere AOC is spinning in her grave. I know she's alive, but eventually she'll be spinning in her grave, and she's gonna be thinking about that moment.
that or I'll tell you what AOC thinks about right now. How much do we have to grind up fossils to make fuel out of it? Like how many dinosaur skeletons as a whole do we need to just throw up into a big blender? And how does that? What do we add to it to make it fuel?
So you're saying the government's hiding dinosaurs? And they use their
Probably,
bones for
dude.
fuel?
They're at Area 51, dude.
This is hard-hitting news right here, people.
Mm-hmm.
The government is hiding dinosaurs to use their bones for fossil fuels.
They're cloning them probably.
So says AOC.
Jurassic Park, government.
Based off a real movie. I mean, based off real life, huh?
God, we could use some dinosaurs right now.
Fuck no, we can't.
Yeah, we can. Because everybody's got the people that are going to survive got ammo, right? So, I mean, a 458 SOCOM will take down a couple of them dinosaurs.
That was like one of our first episodes. We talked about what we would use to hunt dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hunt them. I'd let them go get some idiots, man.
Somewhere riding on top of a T-Rex with no shirt on.
Fuck yeah.
Shooting his scar off of it. And he has
I'll be on top of Triceratops, just rolling through shit.
Yeah, me too.
Roadblock, what?
Y'all be like, y'all see that? Ben's on top of Triceratops right now. He's got
Pit
his
vipers.
face painted, pit vipers on, no shirt. He's wearing fucking silkies with his own damn face on it. And somehow this motherfucker figured out how to secure a cooler to the back of it so he can drink beer while he's doing it. And be like, you're damn right. And this bitch has cup holders. And yeah, I'll be wearing my jean jacket too with the Tactical Shit
Hell
logo
yeah.
on there.
The whole dinosaurs have a big tactical shit logo on the side of it.
Dude,
Oh fuck yeah!
how you doing it?
I would make sure. I would make sure. I don't care if it's like harmful to their bodies. I'm fucking spray painting that shit on.
Well, I
This is
mean,
why we can't have dinosaurs.
well, you gotta think of no. You gotta think about that though, because it's like, what is it? You can only spray so much of somebody's body with spray paint before it becomes harmful.
Yeah.
These dinosaurs are big, man. They could take quite a logo.
There's a lot of real estate.
Yeah, dude, they're trying to
there's a
put
lot
up
of
some
real
good advertising on this motherfucker, dude. But this whole tarp right here, we just cut the logo out of it, and we'll use that to drape it over and spray them.
Yeah. All right.
It'd be great, dude. It'd be cool. It'd be kosher. I'll fucking make you something custom.
So the next topic I wanted to get over is what is needed to fight the Biden and his campaign to grab guns and limit the Second Amendment. What do you guys think is like what's necessary for us as a whole, as a gun community, in order to actually change the aggression, the just straight gun grabbing and mic grabbing
A good dope card.
without assassination?
You can have a dope card in the defense.
I think, okay.
And we're not talking about marijuana cards. We're talking about cards that you use for your optic and a rifle when you're shooting further range than let's just for a bold statement, we'll say 100 to 1,000. All right, you mark out how many mils all the way down and the fucking your turrets and shit like that. Like you're not actually buying weed with it.
Y'all gonna maybe be the same voice in the room. I very much don't like being this. We're gonna have to do with what people were doing when Obama was in office and when Trump was in office. Every individual state gonna have to say, fuck you, we're not doing it. Just like y'all these states that goes, fuck you, we can smoke our dope, whatever. You're gonna start having states like, fuck you, we're not doing those. We're not banning anything. You're not coming here and taking anything. And you know what? It's going to become just a bunch of homestead states where, like Missouri, you have constitutional carry states, and you're going to have states like California, which just fuck you as a gun owner. And you as a gun owner have to realize, do I want to stay here? And it's like, am I going to have to deal with this? Am I more of an, as I say, it's not just gun rights. It's always more than gun rights. It's all about your rights. They can't tell you what you can say. They can tell you who you can freaking go see, when you can leave your house, how you can defend yourself, how many rounds you can use to defend yourself, what kind of gun you can use to defend yourself. It's like, you know what? This bridge is too far. I left a state like that. So people also do the same thing. Give up the beach, homie. Fuck it. Give up the pizza from New York. Give up the fucking whatever you do up in Chicago. But don't bring that bullshit to your state with you. Don't bring it. Don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, then that's actually a good topic to talk about, because if you guys actually have heard that they're trying, because we talked about this last time, that they're trying to make Missouri into like a 2A safe haven. Sanctuary.
See?
Yeah.
They're already starting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know about Missouri. I know Kansas City had it first.
Mm-hmm.
HB 85, HB 86.
It's either, I think it's 85.
Yeah.
I remember there was one day I tried to search it, but I got the numbers backwards.
So it's basically
there's an 8 and a 5 in there.
Yeah, it's a 2A sanctuary. It's pretty cool. Like it passed the House, but it still needed to be approved or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can improve all they want. They can make all the adjustments, but when the Fed boys come in and roll you up for having that unstamped suppressing SBR, or is the police gonna back you up, or can you just be your own police?
Well, and that's what it's supposed to be. Is it's not it's not like, oh hey, we're a fucking free state, I'm gonna build this illegal SBR, or I'm just gonna do my own suppressor without Form 1 or nothing like that. It's not anything like that. It's more or less like the cops are going to stop doing things that the feds should do, so that the feds are going to have to come in to enforce their own laws.
They should have been doing that.
Well,
they should have, allegedly, but government and whatnot. So there's a lot of gray area there.
This legislation nullifies all of that.
Well, I've got a whole thing for this.
Okay.
Because there was a state that tried to do that like several years ago, and they got fucking hemmed up for it.
It was Kansas.
Well, no, there's a couple others too, and it might have been either Iowa or I think it might have been Idaho was trying to do that. That if anything was manufactured in house, you didn't have to anything or any paperwork or nothing like that. But I got into an argument with one of our guys the other day. Not really an argument. It was more of we were talking it out. But he was saying, well, how come you've got the federal government where marijuana is illegal, but now you've got all these states passing it? But we've got all these federal regulations against NFA items, and states can't just go back across that. And one of the biggest things you have to think about is it is still illegal for you to smoke weed federally. But now the government's getting a cut of all that legal weed being sold. But at the same point in time, on the other side of things, with NFA items, you're now not giving the government money for money they think they should be owed. They ain't going to stand for that. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't just say, hey, fuck them altogether. We should. But when they've been getting their money for a particular fucking thing for so long, they're going to fucking want that money.
Have you confirmed, or how can you confirm that they've been getting a cut of the weed money?
Well, there's taxes on it.
The taxes are from the states.
Well, yeah, but it's being taxed now. That's not what I'm like. Not saying it's like, oh, hey, we're taking a little bit off the top for you to do this, but the fact that your local government is the local government of that state's getting a cut.
Okay,
now. So the weed's not legal, but some form of government is getting taxes from it, whereas the government's always been getting taxes from NFA, but no, they wouldn't be anymore because states.
Okay.
See what I'm getting at?
The federal government still has their hand in the pie, anyways, because you have income tax.
No, that's not. It's not how it works for that. For the marijuana business, remember, it's not income; it's a business. And since it's a legal business, if you guys go through federal, and my beliefs, I may be wrong, so I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments how wrong I am. They're not getting. How are they gonna get a cut of that? It's illegal. It's a legal trade. If that's the case, they'd be getting a cut off the dude on the street who sells dime bags, because it's like it's still legal federally. So how do they get a cut of that? Now, you go for, you saying, well, the federal government's not going to get us $200, which, let's be honest, that's not even a drop in the bucket. That's like eye crud to them, that $200. It's just an inconvenience to you as a shooter to pay them that $200 and wait that eternity to pick up your property. That's what it really is, to stop you from doing it. It's not revenue collection. So it's like, if we cut them off, let's be honest, would they even fucking notice it? I think the amount of money we put in NFA items is probably about the equivalent to how much they pay like a freaking welfare recipient in like Mississippi. They wouldn't even notice it. But if you tell them, no, we're not going to follow your rules anymore, they'll be more mad at that than they would be about you not paying the $200. And I was like, even if we had, let's say we had to just pay the state. We pay the state $200, but you can pick it up that same day. You and I both know all 4 or 5 of us here will drop their 2 bills and pick up our NFA items and walk right out the door.
Yeah.
It's the weight that kills us. It's not the fact that we have to pay $200. It's the fucking weight. If we didn't have to do that weight, we would do it. If the state just goes, you can get a state stamp. It's instant, just like a background check. Sign me up. I'm down for it.
85 to 90% of the owners of guns would do that, or NFA items, I should say, would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Someone's going to have to
Fucking
repeat
people-
that.
that's it. He's saying like a great number of NFA owners and people who want those items would do that. And I'm like, I've said it before. You take away the weight, people will have insanely more NFA items. Like
well, yeah.
you would even have half your stuff will be NFA items. Everything will be suppressed, and you just be like, whatever.
It's only going to be the people who are like, oh, I don't want the government knowing what the fuck I have, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, because the people going, well, I don't want the government knowing what I got, blah, blah, blah. And if you ever worked at the gun store, if you ran a fucking background check, the government knows.
Yeah.
So, if you bought one gun.
If you got a video on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any of that shit, the government knows.
Yeah.
It's facial recognition with an outline of a gun. They already got you, man.
So, and besides, the more the government knows, more fearful they're going to be. Because, like I said, ain't enough military, ain't enough cops to do the job to get rid of all these firearms on these streets. Now, you got enough people who will snitch on you and rat you out and be a rat bastard and turn you over and maybe even hunt you down, sure. But I don't think you're going to have enough of those with them people to take all the guns. Without having a full-out bloody civil war.
Yeah.
Very bloody civil war. So no, I don't support the whole dope card on anyone, because you would just be replaced with another head of the Hydra. It's this very old head right now, and we not think we're going to be there. So right behind them is a person that I know people don't like as well.
Chinaman?
No, what is she? Indian Jamaican, who was not black until recently.
So the what we were talking about here is actually the HB 85. What we were talking about earlier. This is the bill. It actually looks like it's currently held at the Senate for Missouri. It was voted on February 4th, and then February 8th it was reported. It is currently not scheduled, but it is at the Senate for Missouri Senate.
Wait for voting to come back up so people can use it
That
as a
one?
way to get voted back into office. Look, we're doing all this
here we go.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty long one to read through all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, man.
Pretty short compared.
Well, so they've got a general summary, and then they've got the full text and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, I would, dude. If this was a bill saying that fucking Missouri can do whatever it wants and NFA rules don't apply anymore, dude, I wouldn't be at work. I'd be standing on the side of the highway saying, "Message your senator, call him, email him, be nice and be polite, and let's fucking get this shit done." Because I'd be like the fucking. Dude, I'd be the Oprah of SOP mod stocks. I'd be walking into my gun room like, you get a SOP mod, you get a SOP mod, you get a SOP mod, you get a SOP mod.
Yeah.
And then fucking night scripts on everything. I don't care. I'm nostalgic.
And that's one of the, to be 100% honest, like the price of the tax stamp and also how long I have to wait and then the price of the actual suppressor is one of the reasons why I haven't gotten into it right now.
Oh, you should. It's great.
Stop being a wuss.
Hey man,
It's like Pringles and tattoos and ex-girlfriends. Man.
I'm saving up for something that's going to be happening farther down, and I need that money, so I'm kind of putting it to the side. And
bro, just get the can. Get the can.
I really wish I had the cash flow at the moment to do that, but I just don't.
You go to sugar.com, save yourself for a couple of days. OnlyFans.
That's
hey, dude.
One of these lines. Just one of these lines. If the federal government assumes...
Hold on. Let me...
I was going to say, quick plug real quick. Don't forget doing my OnlyFans thing. Feet pick, $5.
You keep working on that, buddy.
I don't even want to close my eyes to get the video.
So, this is number 4. Number 4. If the federal government... stop.
Jesus.
This one?
I was perfectly fine, then you fucked it up.
You know he can barely see, man.
I'm trying to get it over here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm about to say it, dude. Like, they don't need to read it if I'm saying it. I can read.
Can you?
I'm going to try.
Because this is going like a shit show.
If the federal government assumes powers that the people did not grant it in the Constitution of the United States, its acts are unauthoritative, void, and of no force.
How are you going, not you per se, how are they going to enforce that? That's always thing.
I don't care. Like, at this point, I don't care.
You should. Remember the guy in Kansas who had the suppressor and he talked about it online and the ATF came and round his ass up?
Well, that's different. This is the state government putting something on the floor, right? So let's say this gets approved. That's a step in the right direction. I don't care what happens. It's a step in the right direction. We're actually trying to get rights back, which we haven't done since ever that I've been alive.
Like I said, we're in the show me state, and I want you to show me more than you can tell me. I mean, granted, it sounds good on paper, but when the Fed boys come, what are you all gonna do for us? Either we'll be on my side, or you're gonna be in the freaking provide me with an awesome lawyer.
Yeah, dude, you ain't got a dog to worry about, Ryan.
Like,
wait, he doesn't? Who's your dog?
I mean, I don't have military experience, so
You don't have a dog in this fight?
I am talking about this from a civilian aspect, but I would be in the foxhole with you. I would, like, if someone starts knocking on your door for your guns.
You mean the doghouse?
I'm coming over, and I'm sitting behind that door with you because, fuck, no, the next door that they're coming to is mine. If we all just stand up for each other.
To your house going, Scott, I gotta.
I'm pretty sure there's other people along that list that would, but I would, yeah.
Like, hey, man, get Magnus. I need somebody to help me clean up this stuff.
Yeah. Magnus eats just about anything.
If you work in the federal government, leak this list to us so we know whose house to just all meet up at first. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
We're all going to be at TJ's house.
I don't know, man. I heard that place got a lot of windows. I don't want to defend something that fucking big. Let's get some. I'm not saying we need something more confined, but we don't need to be that spread out. What if I got to toss?
We need better cover.
Yeah, what if I got to toss you a mag down the hall? I got to fucking put it on a skateboard and wheel it 200 feet. Hopefully it makes it to the bottom. Roombas are unreliable, dude. No. That day, dude, you'd be like, dude, back, give me another mag. I'm like, Marquise, I said it like 20 minutes ago. Roombas, let's just like blast it into the wall.
Mag.
No, if the ATF comes, that's the first thing they're going for. They don't give a fuck about the people with the guns. They're going for the dogs.
Some dog?
Yeah, dude, we gotta save the dogs. Hashtag for the puppers.
So what? We need to read this offline because there's a lot of good shit in here.
Oh, I've read it.
Any registration or tracking of owners of firearms, firearm accessories, or ammunition. Yeah.
Ben will be right back with us. He's going to utilize the facilities.
Anyway, I hope it passes.
Oh, I mean, I 100% hope it passes. I want that big finger to the federal government. I always like when it happens.
Perfect time to cue the video of Garrett getting fucking thrown down by a dog.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, what in the white people shit is this going on? He goes, I enjoy this. All I look like.
No, you didn't even see the best one. You saw the one where he actually stood up. That dog fucking threw him in another one.
Yeah, so we had those of you that actually follow our store Instagram. We had a video of getting a Malinois, and he actually is trained in biting, so he came through, and he ended up taking down one of our guys in the parking lot. But then they did a second lap through the parking lot, and the second time that they did it, he actually whipped him completely to the ground, because he got his arm just right that he made him do a whole 360 and then lost his balance and just fell down. It was so good. It was so good.
The fact that he just volunteered for that, I'm all looking like.
Is it bad that we all did?
Yeah, we all volunteered to be like, hey man, like I'll get the bite suit on real quick. This
what's his name? Was Kendall here?
Kendall was not here during
okay,
that
I'm
time
like,
span.
what's the black kid that used to work here?
Burnell?
Was Burnell here?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What did I miss out on?
We were talking about Garrett getting thrown down.
Oh my
by the
god,
Malinois.
dude! Yeah, the fucking ice. He slipped out. It was great.
Yeah.
So, seeing people go down.
There's actually a couple topics here that Markeith ended up sending to me. So, Markeith, let's. One of them is the pores versus snobs. So, what do you got going on, or what do you want to talk about?
All
Here?
right.
Listen up, you fucking Taurus owners. Okay.
I want to start by saying, if all you can afford is a Taurus or Anderson, hey,
Buy High Point.
get what you got to get to survive.
That's the first gun I ever created.
Get what you can survive. But if I see you flexing on social media with a bed full of Diamondbacks and you ain't got a suppressor on you and you live in a free state, I'm gonna call you fucking mentally poor. If you are flexing with your Colt, because it's that name brand that everybody loves, and we ought to pretend like they are replaced by FN, right? Or you can go get X, Y, and Z, which is better built, because you got the money. You like, oh no, this is good stuff. I'm like, you're just a fucking poor dude. I'm not finna deal with you right now. I'm not finna try to educate you, hit me to the game, when you could have gotten better stuff a long time ago. You had 3 years of Trump era. And then, you got the snobs, the dudes. I was just talking to you and you about it. And I don't know if you even know who they are, but Hodge Defense. And they are so unicorn, they're almost vaporware. And it's like, well, look, I got a Hodge barrel. And everybody's like, oh. I was like, who gives a fuck?
We got a raised hand over here.
Oh, what's up there, young Joseph?
A little birdie told me that Hodge is starting to produce a lot more of their rails. What is it, rails? S-Lock?
Nobody gives a shit. Anyway, because like I said, hey, let me tell you something. Unless you can get one of those shits that's been utilized in combat, like a Knights.
My Gucci's LMT, man. That's my.
What's that? Because you know why? Because you know it. You've used it. You've seen it. It's everywhere. They innovate their own stuff, and that shit's hard to find as is. Yeah. Along with the Knights, which was hard to find in the Trump era, and that was even harder to find during this era. And it's like, hey man, just get a gun that works, and then get the tools to make it better. If you can go from a SCAR to a SCAR optic with an optic on it, to you can get a can on it. Hey man, rock that shit and get some training with it. Get some ammo. God, love of God, get some ammo while you can. Good luck to but just. And there's a fight between both of them. You got the snobs calling the pores because they got an arrow instead of getting I don't know.
Arrow's Gucci now.
Or they got an arrow instead of getting Sons of Liberty Gun Works. And then you got the guys with the pardon me for this.
ATI.
Woo! Woo! ATI, man. I mean, Jesus. No, I wouldn't even go that low. Shit. With the Anderson build going, it's just as good. You look at them like, all right, man. Whatever works for you. Here, put this magazine. It don't fit. Doesn't fit, and your bolts got out of spec. All right, man. I'll see you have 3 of them. Let you ride that out and tell me how it works out for you later on. But hey, it's a fight. It's a really big fight between both of them, and the people with commentators are in the middle going, I just want some ammo, and I just want this one part to finish my build.
Yeah.
So I can move on with my day.
Fucking red dot. Can I get a red dot, please?
My biggest complaint is when, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I have a few companies that I'm really brand loyal to, but what pisses me off more than fucking anything is when people are like, no, if it's not this one brand, you can go fuck yourself. I'm like, you uncultured fuck.
HK or die, baby.
Okay, well, I agree with that.
You got guys like that, and we do have a few guys that work here that are, SIG loyalist, and I'm just saying there are guys. I didn't name drop.
Garrick.
Key to buying a SIG, wait for the 3rd gen.
Yeah.
I concur with that one as a person who owns 3 SIGs.
It's just, like,
Right here, folks.
they make good stuff. It's just my concern is the fact that there's a lot of guys that are.
They beta testing their customers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
QC later.
Oh, that broke. Write that down. Okay, we'll fix that now. Here we go. Generation 2, different color paint. Fix those problems. Hey, here you go.
Oh, now it has a drop safety. Thanks, MCX.
Our gun didn't shoot you. That's your fault.
Yeah. It didn't just, it didn't go off by itself.
Hey, man, according to Sig Sauer, guns just go off by themselves.
Yeah,
or actually,
absolutely.
they don't go off by themselves. All their customers are liars.
But at the same time, that problem has been rectified. I said first generation stuff, whether it be guns, cars, phones, that shit's always lame. You gotta get on the 2nd, 3rd time around, and like the most recent thing being that thing in Canada where the guy goes, "Oh, my gun went off my holster." It was like,
Oh, that was a fucking service member too.
it was like, "Hey,
well, so I heard that it was a Canadian SF dude, but I heard it was them using an old holster.
It's a 226 holster.
Now, don't get me wrong, you can totally use a holster for a different gun as long as you use a heat gun and you refit it. But if you take a holster for a gun that doesn't fit and you just jam it in there, then you're kind of fucking stupid as it is. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been a few things over the years that have worked. I've managed to fit a few Browning high powers and some 1911 holsters.
Well, P10s.
That only covered the trigger guard.
Some Glock holsters.
I had a P10 and a Glock 19 holster, and there's a few other things like that. But if you're taking a 320 and you're jamming it into like a 226 or a 229 holster, which is allegedly what I heard he jammed it into, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying I know all the facts. That's allegedly.
We need to see the video. Yeah.
Yeah. If those facts are true, then you suck. But Sig, you still need to get your shit together.
But
here's
still won an 11.5.
Here's my thing. How many times have Glocks been shoved into other holsters?
But
we never hear anything about Glocks.
How old are Glocks though? This is Glock Gen 5 now. This is 320.
1984.
This
Glocks
is
have been around
320
since
Gen
1984.
Dude, we just had a customer the other day that I don't mean to cut you off, but you say there's Glocks been jammed into so many fucking holsters. I had a guy come into the store the other day, and he's like, "Hey, do you have this for a Glock 19?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me look." I was like, "You wouldn't happen to have that with you or in your car or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got it on me right now." I'm like, "Cool. Well, why don't you just pull it out of your holster, unload it, pull the mag, unload it, everything like that. Show me clear, lock that to the rear. You will verify it, maybe one other person, whatever." This dude pulled a loaded Glock 19 out of his tight-fitting jeans front pocket. People stop.
This is why I don't drink alcohol in these right now because I'll be drunk.
Okay, going back to my thing.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I just had
how many years have people been shoving Glocks into whatever they can shove them in, right?
Isn't there a picture of somebody shoving one into a sandal?
Probably. But we don't hear anything, right? And with SIG's recent history with the multiple gen MCXs, the MPX failures, the 320 drop failures,
All Gen 1s.
Whatever.
All Gen 1s.
Okay, all their Gen 1s, the striker drag on the 365s, the SIG cross going off when you close the bolt, right? The thing that upset me the most was their letter, because they don't accept responsibility at all, and they have a history of showing that their guns have issues.
Isn't the current president of SIG, wasn't he the guy that used to work for Kimber?
I don't know.
I think.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that used to work at Kimber was doing that too. And yeah, he's kind of a dodgy dude.
But I mean, if that's my company, it's like, dude, let's make sure that the service member is good, right? Like, is he okay? Let's address that. What can we do to fix it? What's the situation? But I'm not going to, because that letter was not, it was almost an attacking letter.
I disagree.
I don't think, I didn't like the letter.
No, and I'm waiting for him to finish done when he was getting done speaking. He goes, first of all, why are you jamming a gun that doesn't go in a holster that's loaded? Now, if you were testing it, hey, you don't put a loaded
How do we
mag
even
in
know that guy knew that holster was for a 226 and not one that they just gave him?
Oh,
like,
so we're gonna feign ignorance now, because
I'm just going to say we don't know the situation.
and that's the case.
We don't
Why
know.
are you doing it with a loaded gun?
So
And we don't even know if it went off when he was holstering or if it was just sitting in the holster and it went off.
All we have is his half story and the other half of their story.
Right.
And it's still a story in the middle between what really actually happened, which we're not going to get. Actually, we will get.
So there is a vast amount of lack of details. I'll give him that. But this was also supposed to be the first batch of guns that the Canadian SF military received.
And they're saying that it potentially was to throw them off of another contract. I get it.
Well, and
I get it.
What I'm saying is it wouldn't be like, how many times have you bought a gun? It didn't have all the right stuff for it, but you're like, you know what? I'm gonna grab all this from another thing and I'm gonna make it work.
I love this.
That's like part of my job here.
I don't want to switch out my holsters, man. I got all this shit attached to it.
Holsters.
I don't think I've ever done that, but
Now that
I've definitely done that.
Well, now that being said, I've never bought a gun and refitted a holster without pulling and inserting that gun into said refit holster a couple hundred times,
Right. Oh, yeah.
empty to make sure if that fucking thing.
I do that with every
click.
holster, even if it's the holster designed for the gun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this special
Well, yeah.
forces dude, you may tell me. I mean, if we're
Hell,
going
we were prototyping one holster for somebody back when I worked here in 2018, and I could get the trigger to pop by just slightly missing the opening.
Misinformation.
And we sent them back. We're like, hey, you could pop the trigger just with a slight miss. So
I'm saying before, this dude's supposed to be special forces member. He's doing this. I'm not saying he's in the wrong, but going off what Sig's saying, and like I said, it could be malicious because Sig has been popping, even with all their problems. They've been pretty numerous. Like I said, they better test on us. They've been selling them, man. Those 320s, those 365s, 365 XLs.
it's like the number one selling gun.
Those AXGs. I mean, look at the fucking SIG Rattler, the SIG what do you call those things? The
Copperhead?
Virtus.
Oh,
The
Virtus.
Virtus.
Yeah.
I mean, good gracious, man. They are over there on fire right now, even though with all the stuff we know what's going on. So it's like you're gonna have some haters out there. You're gonna have people who don't support it, and it's just like. I say, I just feel like it's Gen 1 stuff. I don't care if it's a phone, damn near a car, or a gun. I won't want to touch it. Unless I know it's built on like a frame or something like the next Walter is going to be coming out. That's just based off of the last gun. Just made some quick changes. Or a Glock Gen 5.
But that's like saying you're waiting for a third gen Mars lower. I don't need to wait for a third gen Mars
But it's
lower.
based off of an already made design. So like I said,
Right, yeah. So the
320,
MCX is a
365,
custom. Yeah, those are all
brand new designs.
Yeah.
Those were the Mars is based off of a regular AR
Forged
interesting-
lower,
Yeah,
yeah.
forged lower. So it's like, oh, you can add some shit on it. Cool.
Well, and that's the thing is too is you got to think about like everybody like there is a good amount of shit that you should wait till Gen 2, or you should wait about a year or so after the Gen 1 comes out for it to be revamped. I mean, how much do all of us trust Glocks or guns that have similar firing mechanisms to Glocks? The Gen 1 Glocks had a huge amount of fucking problems. They did. When they first came out, they had a lot of fucking issues. And what do? They revamped that series. And nowadays, fucking, several decades later, that's a fucking great handgun. It really is.
Copy.
But anytime, and I'm not saying like reinventing the wheel, but anytime you do something different out of the norm or the standard, there does need to be more considerations taking into the fact of, well, it's like working with a new material. You don't know how it's going to react. You don't know how it's going to be, how it's going to handle certain things like heat and cold and all this other stuff. So it needs to be extensively tested. Now, a Gen 1 of a gun comes out and you can test it thousands of days, thousands of hours and everything like that, and you can have no flaws. But the collective as a whole, everything from several lots of that particular product do need to be tested to make sure that quality control across the board is good. I mean, fuck, dude, Kimber used to have a good name. But as they grew in popularity, the demand rose and the quality control dropped. And that's why, like, most people still follow that Kimber name. But you've also got those same people that are like, oh, well, I've got my Colt rifle and my Kimber handgun and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, and you're the first to die. Whatever. But even products that, were innovative for their time in, before the 90s.
Well, my expectation is different because we have these other guns coming out like Archons and the
Shout out to Archon.
All that optics ready when it's supposed to be coming out with.
But the Archon's also been around for 8 years.
But we got like the Luago Alien and like these other guns. So we should have an expectation that your Gen 1 is gonna work.
We do. We
do, but they should deliver is what I'm saying.
I mean, we do, but they won't.
Well, and so there's a lot of shit though, like, and we can even go, oh, man,
I did not know there was that many issues with the Gen 1 Glock. I didn't think there was that many issues with them.
You know what? You look at the issues for the Pythons when they first came out. That's why I said.
Well, see, revolvers are different. I don't have a lot of background on revolvers, but I know the timing of those things and the cone distance and all that shit is huge. Well, massive.
So you had problems with Gen 1 Glocks. You also had problems with the first run in 1911. You had problems with the first runs of M16s in Vietnam. You had problems with the first Berettas. Anything that's different out of the standard of the normal is always going to have some sort of extensive testing. But at the same point in time, you're either going to have companies that are biased towards their products, so they're not going to test it in a vastly demanding a way, or you're going to have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, i.e. some weapon tester in the military that's trying to just get past some sort of whatever. And so, not saying that every, and I'm not like complete covering everything and saying that every test ever done extensively on a gun is bullshit. It's really not. But sometimes you have people that are inexperienced, and sometimes you do have people that are biased towards something. So they either don't extensively test it to what they should, or there's just not enough knowledge about a certain area of a firearm and some things get overlooked. But you always have issues with things. I mean, there's...
The 320 drop was a big deal for me.
I agree
the 320 drop was a huge deal for me.
I 100% agree with you on that one. And then...
like, as a company, I need to hold you accountable for that because people died.
Obviously. But that...
Well, and that's the thing is people have too much faith. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have faith in a new product, but there should be extensive testing done to a new product. And once there has been extensive testing from more than, let's say, 4 groups, then from there, let's build some data and let's rely on that. And then let's also go out and do our own testing. It's the trust but verify.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that trigger thing, I don't know how that slipped through.
How did that?
I don't know how that slipped through. That was actually pretty weird.
I'll tell you how that's fucking slipped through, though. Ain't nobody that work at SIG gonna fucking drop a SIG. That's how that happened.
Yeah, let's be honest. Probably not too many military members gonna drop that shit either. Especially if it's in a training situation. It's gonna be somebody who.
What's the first thing Sage Dynamic does with a freaking red dot?
Yeah, but they're not Sage.
Drops that bitch.
They're not Sage Dynamic, and nobody's gonna drop at that angle to where they would even think about that, which they probably should have.
Well, and that's
I'm going to say, why do you not have a 55-point test to drop that gun from 55 different points to make sure that that thing? Because I mean, people are betting their lives on these things. Like,
and so
it's not just dollars and cents and profits, guys.
No, I get what you're saying, but there is, like, coming from the military, there is a huge disconnect too. Like, there's punishment for knocking a rifle over. There's punishment for dropping a rifle. There's punishment for dropping a certain piece of gear. Not that they shouldn't be fucking punished, but it is so ingrained in that culture that, dude, they need somebody like me that's like, hey, this is brand new. All right, cool. What? ETS just started making Glock 19 15-round mags? Yeah, let me load these things up and go slam them on the ground at Ultimate Defense and look like some crazy fucking idiot to find out if they hold up. It's just there's and I'm sure there is people out there, and I know there is drop tests, but the amount of drop tests and the consistency of doing them over and over and over again, and it's almost like insanity. You're doing the same thing over again, trying to get different results. But you need to do the same thing over and over again, just on different angles. And I don't think that there is enough of trying to push it through as hard as it can. Now, like, with new contracts and stuff like that, like SF has, a certain dynamic of what they need something tested to. There's a round count, there's a temperature thing, and all this other shit because of certain environments and stuff like that. But when you're talking about a gun that's
like,
being
did Crane test the 320? That's what I want to know.
Well, and so this all goes back to, like, and I don't think Crane did test the 320 because the Crane's still rolling Glocks, aren't they? Right?
Yeah, and then that's
wrong?
That's a different testing. For
Marine Corps and Army is rolling rolling 320s, but they're not. That's not a part of Crane.
No, they have their own testing in a facility on the East Coast for that. And they say, if you ever heard about the testing. If you ever hear about the testing, you'll see how they did things. Why the FN and the
they list statements, right? They list like, this is why we went with mid length.
Right. They went with that one. They went with like even the test they did in general war at first we were over maximum effective range of 35 yards, and people were fucking wildly missing.
Oh,
so they brought it back in. Yeah. He goes, okay, well, these two guns made the cut versus this gun didn't make the cut, and then they started looking at accuracy from that point in modularity and things like that.
I just whenever you're done.
And then it was just like, how is this going to work with what we want, and how much is it going to cost? People always go, where's one with the lowest bidder? First of all, every single person that put a gun up will bring their money, that shit down to their
SIG was the lowest bidder on that pistol.
They brought it like half. They brought it down to that one. Yeah. And by the way,
dude, 535 is what the lowest ball you can get for a 320 at good MSRP.
No, even then, of course a SIG's going to be cheaper than a Glock. It's a fucking fire control unit and some polymer lowers that you can easily change out versus the Glock and that whole armor thing you got to do to put that shit together. Of course it's going to be cheaper in general.
It was half, I think.
Yeah, of course, so you got to go with that one. And then on top of that one, it's easy to get parts fixed. Oh, this is broke. Boom, take this out, toss the grip, put another slide on it, and we can rock and roll right then and there. The troop could actually do that versus they had to have a trained gunsmith come out here and do all that kind of stuff. So it was like they went with everything they could with that one. And then some maroon dropped the gun, and it's just looking like, and everybody's like, what the hell just happened? And it was Sig's like,
Private, what the hell's wrong with you?
It was looking like, we never, oh, shit, we didn't even think about that. And it was like, well, welcome to Generation 1. Here's the egg. It's on your face. It's going to be here for a while. Go ahead and show everybody. Recall your shit and fix it. And the military just like, well, we already put the money in, so we're not going to recall your shit. So go ahead and fix it, and we're going to take some of our money back all the way, too.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is like you win a contract as the lowest bidder, or, hey, I can do this more affordable than the next guy, but make a better product. And then you don't deliver a better product, and they're like, well, hey, you need to fix this. And they're like, okay.
And they will fix it. I mean, they fix a couple of things.
It's fixed.
But
They're still not trying to spend more than the person that lost to them.
Right.
But a lot of what you got to think about too is like what is that fucking saying? You respect something more if you pay for it in full. Dude, if you're in the military and you get issued something, I am gonna beat the fucking brakes off this thing. But
it ain't mine.
It ain't mine. Dude, I'm gonna drive this bitch like a fucking
it's
stolen.
like Garrick in that whatever Challenger he had, or remember that? Yeah,
Camaro.
that's what it was.
Oh, I remember.
Sorry, Garrick.
Yeah, hey, you've been ratted out, dude. You know that matte black one that was all murdered out and shit
Yeah,
like
it had
that?
like 900 horsepower.
Yeah,
That
that your
one?
buddy owned that you took to SEMA. Nothing too specific.
Needed new tires.
Yeah, but no. So that's
That's for talking all about Star Wars, asshole.
Yeah. Fuck you, Garrick, and fuck you for winning a Barrett 50 cal with a Vortex Viper, spur mounts, or no, it was Barrett mounts for $50. I hope you're listening to this. You can go fuck yourself.
I like the paint jobs though. Good job on the paint.
But show up on time to your next shift. We need you. But it goes back to the whole thing. Like, if you pay for it, you're gonna treat it a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it wasn't until I got out of the military and somebody's like, yeah, I took so-and-so's course, and the first thing they make you do is throw your gun on the ground. And I was like, what? And they're like, I was like, do they make you like push after that or what? And he's like, no, they just made her take her gun out of the holster, unloaded, and throw it on the ground. I'm like, why? And they're like, because at the end of the day, you need to understand that this is a tool.
In two which case, I'll tell them, fuck you and get my money back.
Well, and so I go back and forth. I was like, man, what's this instructor? Because I ain't gonna bring my nice gun for this one. But
Bring the team gun.
well, and so that's the thing
gun.
is like, man, even then I'm still like, I never like that thought had never crossed my mind at that point in time when I'd first gotten out. But that's all I had treated firearms like for several years, was that they were fucking tools. And somebody told me that, and I had realized, and I'm like, man, I beat the absolute fuck out of everything that I own, and I tear it up, I trash it, I slam it into barricades, I go to the prone, what have you. Like, this fucking optic on the scar right here, this is probably the most babied thing that I have, and that's just because it's new.
Yeah, it looks like it's just out of the box.
Yeah, that happened, dude. I'm like, still like,
But
I don't know if I want to paint that yet.
Going back to my point is, you should be able to throw that gun on the ground, loaded, and be confident that it's not going to
I agree.
Yep, but most people aren't willing to do that. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that because either they, paid for it, or their unit's going to punish them for it. Not saying that
Or
everyone's
they'll
like
be
that.
DQ'd, but I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
That was a personal attack.
dude, and which one of y'all got DQ? It was you, wasn't it?
Sir,
That was me with my VP9 with the lone wolf trigger, and that shit dropped. And I wasn't thinking about the scuff on the gun. I was thinking like, I just dropped my gun.
I have never been DQ'd.
I've got my Dairy Queen.
Never.
I ain't never been DQ'd neither. I'll tell you what, that fear definitely lives in the back of my mind.
That
Like,
shit
dude,
just slipped right in my hand. I was like,
well, it's like they're like there's people that have indeed, and there's people who are gonna ND, and I'm like, there's people that are gonna be DQ'd, and then there's people that are going to be DQ'd. I'm like, not if I can fucking help it. I'm like, I don't know about that.
it only happened once. I'm like I said, it slipped right in my hand.
So
That's all it takes, dude.
We're way off topic.
Well, you need to talk
I
about.
actually no.
You need to go back to Star Wars or something.
No, so I actually wanted to jump in here.
Sorry.
I think the problem that you guys are like kind of dancing around is the fact that yes, firearms do need to have better quality control straight out of the bat, and that would help rectify a lot of the safety issues. But I think it's because the manufacturers are going off of people are smart.
Ooh.
The government, like the manufacturers, are going off of the 4 rules. You treat your firearm like it's loaded, never point it at a target unless you intend to fire, keep your finger off the trigger, and know your target and what's behind it. They're going off of those 4 rules. They're not thinking about what happens in a stressful environment. They're not thinking about, there are people that are going to beat the finger on the trigger. They're not going to take the safety off. They're not thinking about the fact that there could be a situation where I'm in a rough and tumble, my gun slips out of the holster.
But they do.
But they're making you responsible because they're going off of the 4 rules that are universal in the gun industry. If you take
Are you blaming the victim?
I'm blaming the manufacturer for blaming the victim. That's what I'm doing.
I feel like you're victim shaming.
If they took
It's still Black History Month, sir. I won't stand for this.
I know somebody in this equation is privileged.
Yeah.
Somebody's privileged in this equation. I don't know who it is.
Oh god.
So at this point, y'all like, ooh.
The thing is, if the manufacturer started treating their weapons and started treating their firearms as if they're tools and did do the 51 or 52 point drop test and actually ran through 55, and then actually ran through the, I'm going to put it in some dirt, I'm going to put it in some mud, I'm going to put it in some ice, I'm going to see how it reacts in a different environment. Then you could actually not only utilize that as marketing, but also utilize that as the whole aspect of my gun. Glock did that, I think, for Gen 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Kel-Tec, they pee on it.
Made for people who drink their own urine. Yeah, I remember that advertisement.
Yeah.
Kel-Tec's like, hey.
There's 2 companies I rep on. I apologize, guys. I just do. Kel-Tec and SIG.
All right, hold on.
Dude.
Because you got to drink your own piss, apparently.
Dude. Kel-Tec.
No, you can take it back to you. You're making a point. Sorry.
All right.
Kel-Tec and Taurus is who I fucking rag on the most. And I don't mean to like steal this from you real quick.
Yeah.
But me and
Right.
TJ were talking shit to somebody the other day, and he's like, "Well, my Taurus has always done this, that, and the other. Da, 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 da. What do you think's better than that?" And TJ's like, "At least a high point always goes bang." They do have better track records for going off than fucking Tauruses do.
All right, there. Go. No.
You're rolling
So-
a fucking dice that's got half of them blank.
Yeah, we actually do. As he said, we have high points on the
Get your
website.
battle arms development. And
Hey man, everybody's gonna have a fucking bad chapter of their company.
Yeah.
This one's just really, really, really fucking bad. At least it's not Taurus or Jimenez Arms.
Man, we sold a lot of Tauruses, though. We sold a shitload of Tauruses.
because they take other mags too, right? They take SIG mags.
I don't fucking know.
I think they take. SIG
They
mags.
just sell it. People like them. They're cheap guns. I'm like, once again, that's all you can afford, dude.
It's like $250, right?
I'm not gonna knock you, but if I say you got like 5 Tauruses in different colors,
Be like,
I'm
look,
gonna look at
dude.
you like you're stupid.
I got this G2C. I'll give you for fucking eight McDonald's bucks.
I would trade a 20-piece McNugget for a Taurus. So,
20-piece nugget for a fucking Taurus. Yeah.
20-piece McNugget for a Taurus. Wait, like from
best-
McNugget, like from McDonald's or like Wendy's?
Best I can do is 2 McDoubles, dog.
I'm
Best I can do is 2
Whoa, Chick-fil-A,
McDoubles.
that's
I was gonna
gold
say,
right
that'd be
there.
an 8-piece nugget right there.
You know,
Dude.
20-piece chicken McNuggets from
What are your 2? So we got Taurus and Kel-Tec and SIG. We'll come to him.
I'll give 3.
No,
Throw
he-
Kimber in there too.
Ooh.
Oh man, I would dog a Kimber tomorrow in a heartbeat.
That's
Man,
my boy.
I will
That's my boy.
fucking dog. When I touched the Kimber's barrel and there was a fingerprint in there that turned to rust, I was like, "How much for this gun? You're fucking high. There's no way I'm gonna pay for a gun that has a fingerprint and turns to rust.
Yeah.
It's carbon all you stupid. Fuck you. This is stupid."
Yeah.
And damn, that's not like I don't like Glocks.
And
I don't,
it can't be like low ball.
Yeah,
either.
I
it
don't-
can't be crap.
I don't hate Glocks, but I don't like them either. And then I will dog a SIG too for being trash with that one.
Well, that's the thing though, is you can not like Glocks because a lot of that can all be summed up by you just don't like the grip angle, and that I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah, I guess
You're wrong.
Even though I
You're
own
wrong,
like
but
3
I'll
SIGs,
accept it.
I will make those jokes about SIG and dropping them.
So Kimber and Sig.
Yeah, but SIG, Kimber over everything. Which, like I said, I think the guy who used to run Kimber now runs SIG. And I'm just looking like,
Yeah, fuck you both, bud.
you're fucking up my whole company's here, bro. Get out of my shit. Just get out of my shit.
All right,
Yeah,
your
if-
turn, Scott.
If Jacob is listening, I'm sorry about the whole SIG thing. You're a good dude, but
Tall Jake?
fuck some of that shit.
I love a SIG, though.
Oh, dude, he's a good dude. That dude's a fucking crazy trap and skeet shooter. That dude's
Hell yeah.
wild.
It's
Yeah.
because he can reach out and touch the fucking
Yeah,
thing.
dude's
He's
got a-
tall ass. He's like
dude's got a-
6'13".
Dude's got a shotgun worth more than my truck. And I got a lot of recycled cans in the back of that bed, bud. What up?
What you got, Scott? What are your two?
I would definitely say mine is Kimber and Taurus. Like, I see shit like that, and I am a guy that I didn't know what I was doing whenever I first started getting into guns, and I really wanted a 1911, so I bought a Kimber 1911, and I immediately regretted it after like 3 months, and I just sat on it. I was so pissed at myself. I just put it in my safe and sat on it. And then finally, I was just like, there has to be a moment. There has to be a moment when I could finally get rid of it. And sure enough, I found someone that was willing to take it, and they took it for more than what I was selling it for. So.
It's probably sitting in their safe next to their Colt rifle.
Not working.
So,
Because it's slide lock.
Contact him at all about your gun? So
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Kimber?
So, no, I did not.
I told you, you saw that Springfield that I bought, that MC operator. I told you about that one.
Wait,
Right?
wait. Repeat.
What happened to MC operator?
So I bought an MC operator from the Range West, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. I wanted a 1911. I wanted my American card. I was like, I gotta have a 1911. I just want one. I looked at the Dan Wessons. It was either going to be a Dan Wesson, I think a Valor, or a Springfield. But I wanted,
That's nice looking too.
yeah, but I wanted a TRP. But the TRPs were going for retarded money.
Them are slick, though. The operators and loadeds are a
Yeah.
really good series.
So this was the last of the MC operators that they made before they went to the new design. So I went and got it. This thing shot 12 inches low from point of aim at 7 yards. And that's me shooting, right? Like, I can kind of shoot. Like, I'm okay, right?
I've seen you. I think you're pretty decent.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you went, what was that, 9 for 10 on headshots only at like 25
Right.
yards for a match one time.
And that was years ago.
That was years ago.
So this was 12. So I called them up, and the back of the slide, the slide to frame fit where the extractor is and the rail and stuff was all like jagged. It wasn't smooth. The slide frame width on each side of the frame, one was thicker than the other by almost half. It was really jacked up. So I call them up, and they're like, something's wrong with that gun. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Sent it back. They paid for it all. Came back. It is my most accurate gun. So that's the thing that pisses me off about QC. It's like, how the fuck did that gun leave? And how the fuck did you get it to a level that's so freaking spectacular? I mean, at 25 yards, it's like a 2-inch group. The gun is better than me, which is the first one I've ever had that it's that accurate. And it's like, why is this not coming out of the box? Same for Taurus.
I was going to say, if you ever want somebody to show you how to shoot that gun, I'd be more than happy to.
Now,
That gun might be better than you, but I'm better than that gun.
Now I had
No, I'm kidding. I'm better than you, though.
I had a SIG 1911.
We'll have to do a video.
Yeah,
Hey,
we will.
I ran your deck. I like to fuck around and everything like that, but I did run your 13.5 with an EOTech and a magnifier to pretty far out.
700.
That's bad. I'm not surprised. I did have a 1911 from SIG that I shot pretty decently, and then I shot a
I
Nighthawk.
built that gun, by the way, with Josh's help.
I did end up getting a Nighthawk GRP, and I was putting a small hole at 15 yards, and like I could just keep my hand the same place and look away and still be hitting that same spot. I was like, so this is what $3,000 look like.
Well, and that confidence you get is next level. Like, you can accomplish anything you want with that tool in your hand. And that's the thing, that when a company takes that away from somebody, from a gun purchaser, that's what pisses me the fuck off. When you take that confidence away from somebody that should have it because your product has fallen short.
But if you fix it, make it right. Like I said, you're gonna get a limit out of something. You can't get 100% 100% of the time.
Right.
So even the best will fuck up at some point. So like I said, as long as you make it right, I have no problem with that. I understand if I happen to catch that limit, but there's like a lot of people going, "Man, mine runs well." And it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's just mine. As long as you fix that shit, we straight.
Yeah.
If you don't fix it, I'm looking at you like, well, you're fucking dead to me.
You're done.
Well, and so that's the thing too is like, you can always chalk everything up to, hey, there's a case of the Mondays. So somebody might have come in
Friday
too
afternoon.
hungover,
Yeah.
or
Got the kids.
they are so looking to getting off work at Friday that whatever. Like, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Glocks not because they look good. I love Glocks because they always go bang, they always fire, they always function. Dude, man, I had a point in time where somebody was like, well, you can't like put X amount of rounds through a handgun with it still being reliable out of that. And out of spite, I put 8,000 rounds through a Glock without cleaning it. Never had an issue. Never had a hang up.
Did you
Never
lube
had
it?
a no. No, purposely, I did not do anything to it but put 8,000 rounds through it. And it always went bang, and I never had a single complaint about it. Now, I had a factory FDE frame, and after a while, it was starting to get pretty fucking nasty, so I cleaned it after 8,000 rounds because I was like, oh, shit. But other than that, man, like, I've never had an issue. Now, that being said, I have worked at Ultimate Defense, and I have seen a Glock from the factory come in with the front sight backwards. Everybody has their fucking problems. I'm not saying they don't. It's not with, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love quality control and I love a good product. I love an accurate, well-functioning gun, and I like the even more Gucci ones even better as long as they're a well-functioning gun and it always goes bang. But for me, it's these companies that have constant and always have quality control issues. I'm like, why the fuck even waste money on it? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you can have a Glock that has problems out of the factory. You can have a Springfield 1911 that has problems out of the factory. You can have, name a reputable AR manufacturer except for BCM because they, are just wonderful and they never fuck up. And you can go fuck yourself. You got anything bad to say about BCM? And
You got something to say, Magnus?
yeah,
About
dude, I'm just
BCM?
saying, BCM's always done me right. A few other companies out there, like SIG. SIG is obviously a notoriously bigger company than BCM. But how many times have you heard about a BCM fuck up as opposed to a Sig Sauer fuck up? I hold BCM to a higher standard, and you should, because there should be held to a higher standard. But that's the thing that pisses me off. Is everybody has their inconsistencies. I'm willing to look past the human errors of Mondays, hungover days, and looking at getting off on Fridays, but there is a lot of quality control issue with certain companies that just needs to be addressed that is out fucking outrageous.
All right, sir. What's your other topic that you've been waiting to talk about? I can see you over there squirreling about.
No, we've gone on long enough. We're gonna skip the Star Wars thing. Next, whatever. Yeah, let's get back. Let's just keep talking about guns like this company should be instead of nerd stuff.
Into the next subject.
So the next subject is actually a product review.
I was about to start packing a pack of cigarettes. Go ahead.
So we actually have this really awesome gun, and the person actually knows a lot more about it than I do is sitting next to me.
No.
So, further ado, here is Ryan.
So what we got here is a Cobalt Kinetics 12.5 Banff Professional. This is one of their new work series lines that they're doing. If you guys remember Cobalt, they were kind of a hot topic a few years ago at SHOT Show with their competition ARs that did the auto mag drop, auto mag load. For all you guys that need to understand how to rock your Newports, this is how you do it. Keep your mag well clean.
You're running around in the desert and you're scared about getting shit in your mag on your bulk carrier group. Do what I do. Put an empty pack of cigarettes in that bitch.
So
If you're an avid smoker, put your full pack of cigarettes in that bitch.
So if you see a guy at a running gun with Newports in his magazine, well, it's probably me. So, but this is their 12.5. We've actually got two of their guns on our website right now, the 6.6, 6.75 and the 12.5, which is going based on the rail size. We're going to have a 15.5 rifle on our website along with some of their other guns as they come out. But these things are Gucci as fuck. There's a lot of different options you can do. This one comes with the slim profile, no forward assist. They have a dual drop forward assist system that also does a bolt release. Multiple brace options. The rifle will have multiple stock options. This one has a billet grip, which is pretty freaking sweet with this nice undercut in the trigger guard. What I'm planning on doing is taking this to a run and gun out at Heartbreak. I'll do the 5K. It's supposed to be muddy as fuck, so we'll see how this thing does, and then I'll get some videos so Scott can work on that. But this thing, the fit and finish is immaculate. It's got a linear comp. I think it's a pretty clean gun. I don't think there's been hardly any rounds through it, so we'll see how it breaks in, and we'll let you know how accuracy goes. But we have these on the website, multiple colors, multiple setups.
Calibers.
These come in 5.56 and 300 blackout. There is some Gucci ass gas block on here, and it does look like it's adjustable.
It is adjustable.
I unloaded it and showed clear. I'm going to look at this thing just so you're not fucking.
So one of the biggest things that's a claim to fame from Cobalt Kinetics is they take a lot of their shit and they cut it all from one block. So like your grip, your lower receiver, your trigger guard, your upper receiver, and your rail system itself is all one solid block that they just cut out to make that one rifle itself. So it ends up being pretty legit. One of the things that Ryan mentioned earlier is they do have a dual forward assist. There's that beer. They do have a dual forward assist system, and a lot of the times is like a lot of us guys are very accustomed running a gun a certain way, and like Elfman Tactical, they came out with a new safety for an AR where it was more shotgun style, and it was a button that you would push to one side over the other, and that's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I've spent so long with a platform, I'm not willing to change that because I've got so many hours doing this one thing. But when it comes to a dual forward assist that also acts as a bolt release, I actually stole a rifle from TJ because he left it in his office, and I decided just anything that's left on his desk for 3 or 4 days, I just take it if he doesn't move. And back in the old shop. And so I took that rifle for like 6 months, and I ran the fucking piss out of it. I put like anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 rounds through it. And the dual forward assist that act as a bolt release it's a lot smoother of a transition to learn to actually run a gun than you would actually think it would be. And it was actually fucking phenomenal. If there's one thing that I could take away from any other gun, it would be that. I wish a normal forward assist would also act as a bolt release because,
that's pretty cool.
Especially, I'm a right-handed person and I shoot handguns right-handed. I do stuff with knives right-handed. I light my cigarettes with my right hand, and then I put my lighter away and I smoke my cigarette with my right hand. But I only shoot rifles as a lefty, and dude, having dual forward assists on either side, no matter what handed you are, it is super fucking easy to hit them with either. It's fucking dope.
It's M-lock rails too, right?
Yeah, so it's M-lock rails. It's got the light and Picatinny rail up top. It's got multiple QD points. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, this thing is Gucci as fuck. There's also a proprietary buffer system in here. It's pimp. Yeah, it's pimp shit. So check it out on the website. We'll get some more videos for you guys. We just got this bad boy in today, so we'll let you know how it goes.
All right. So the next topic that we're going to be jumping into is actually something that Markeith brought up, and I'm actually kind of interested in his viewpoint on this because I actually have the same opinion that optics on pistols are the present.
Oh yeah, I mean we've already got to the point where we got like RMRs and everything, and we got Delta points are now standard cuts for military issue.
This isn't even a debate anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the present. It's not the future.
Yeah.
It's the present, to where now the next move is enclosed optics, like the Acro and the Hollow Sun.
I had an idea yesterday. So have you seen it's the guy that does the ACSS reticle, but he did it for a pistol, so you know where it's at.
He did it on the Holosun.
Yeah, so it's got the big
Right.
outer ring.
Right.
The next generation will tell you how many bullets are in your mag.
Well, have you seen LMT's gun to some company? I forgot one country doing a war. They have it in their pistol grip to where it tells you the maintenance of the gun, how many rounds it's shot. Been shot
no
through it.
shit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, as you said, it's already happening.
Like I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos on old jet fighters and the heads-up display. I'm like, that's what pistols are going to go to. It's going to be a red dot. It's going to tell you how much ammo you got in the gun. It's going to like. Plus, if you haven't shot a red dot on a pistol,
The future is now, old man.
yeah, you need to do it.
It's making it easier for new shooters, easier for regular shooters. It's just, why are you still trying to play around with a manual car when you got these paddle shifters that's way more intuitive and it makes your experience is more better?
Well, and if you've ever had to try to shoot at night with night sights,
Oh man,
like you might think you have your center dot lined up, then you realize you turn the lights on and that fucking front sight's to the left.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just you. I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I always shoot straight. No,
it's a double pun right there.
Hey. No, so I was super excited when we brought up this topic. Also, very sorry, I have decided lately that I was going to switch to coffee and not energy drinks. So I'm having like 4 or 5 cups of coffee throughout the day and realizing this is not doing fuck all for me. So then I'm going to the gas station to buy several energy drinks.
It's not an energy drink.
Dude, and so
3 or 4 is not enough either.
I drank a full pot of coffee the other day before you had 1 cup.
I bet you
out of
pooped
it.
good though.
No, I can't even poop off coffee right now. I have a full pot. Anyways,
Damn, son.
back to my bad, dude. My bad. So
Now he knows this.
So no, I've actually realized that not even over the last couple of years, over the last 5 years, red dots on handguns have become so popular, even with people of, let's say, 35 and below. And so I read a really good article, and I want to say it was on Recoil Magazine, and the product they were talking about was from a company called BRCI. And so I read an article.
Yes, he can read people.
I
was thinking
can't.
that too. I was gonna say that too.
Dude, I tell you what, man, there's so many pictures and shit. I had to have my fiance read that off to me and stuff. And then we had to have this whiteboard and we had to like lay out all these diagrams and descriptions and pictures and stuff like that. You know, because hashtag dumb. But no, so I started reading this article, and it was talking about this company called BRCI, and they had a micro comp for a Glock that was no wider than a Glock slide and no taller than a Glock slide. And I'm like, why the fuck would you compensate a carry gun? I'm like, it just don't make a whole lot of sense. Like, not that I have anything against compensators, it just didn't have a whole lot of experience on them on handguns. And you know, when it comes to rifles in the military, everything it slowly changes. There's more progression than there is with service handguns because service handguns aren't used as much. Excuse me. But
Please pardon White takes a dip break.
as I progressed through this article, it started to talk, the first part of the articles talked about the benefits of this one product. And it continued on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm the type of person that you come out with a new product that's supposed to be for something that I like, I'll give it a chance, right? So unless it's like, hey, this bolts onto your upper receiver, which goes against your charging handle, which makes it a side charging upper. Okay, that's too much.
Did you give folding Glock a chance?
We're getting off topic because we're on red dots. Now we're talking about comps.
Okay.
No, so first of all, I don't want my carry gun to fold up like a lawn chair. Second of all, so I started this article, and the first part of it was talking about micro comps for a handgun, for a carry gun. The second part of the article talked about how open class technology has been around in the firearms industry since the 70s. And guys have been putting handguns in, taking handguns, they put in red dots, they put in like compensators.
Open class,
and they've been putting all these like enlarged accessories on guns. And it's like, dude, you'll see motherfuckers out there rocking 38 Super 1911s with these massive fucking magwells that look like fucking horseshoes with like an aim point comp on it.
Comp M4.
Comp M4 on some sort of unicorn mount that goes from 1911 to aim point.
Yeah, on the frame.
On the frame, over the slide.
Yeah. Sideways.
With a freaking charger handle on the side of it.
And they've been doing that since the mid-90s. Yeah.
No, earlier. Like since Aimpoint made those, they've been rocking them on guns.
Yeah.
So it's like the moment you got a freaking red dot, like the Seymour sights are hella old.
Been forever, yeah.
So people have been rocking those, so we're way past that point. Like I said, enclosed optics is now that's the future.
I think the biggest issue back then was battery life. So those guys were swapping batteries every match.
Yep.
Now you got batteries that'll last 50,000 hours. That's the big deal. Well, and it depends on the rating or the setting and all that kind of stuff. That's the big deal. Now that the batteries can support it, and now that people are able to, like the Delta Point, I like the Delta Point a lot because you can service it while it's still on the gun.
In that big ass window.
In a big ass window.
Well, and so that's what I was getting at too is, all of this, everything you're seeing right now with what people are doing with their carry guns is not anything new. The gun is new. The optic is new. The capabilities of the optic is new itself.
Well, being a carry gun is new. You're talking about going from an open gun to a...
Open guns have always been a thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in the past 10 years, open guns have become... Open guns, let me get both of them in there. Open guns have become more compact and easily to carry.
Yep.
And so...
I'm thinking about it.
And so...
Really?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Dude, I got through the second section of this article.
Sorry.
And I'm reading through it, and it's talking about how common compensators and red dots have been. Now, think about it. You're talking about dudes that back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they're running compensators that you would see somewhere that would be longer than a 5.56,
Multi-port.
but shorter than a 308, which, for the most part, there is about a half an inch to about an inch difference, depending on how many ports the manufacturer wants to put in there. The red dots were fucking massive. So nowadays, the red dots are either the same size and have a very vast battery life, or they're absolutely smaller and they still have a more significant battery life than that. But all of this stuff that you've seen since the 70s, 80s, and 90s is now having either a longer battery life, more durable, or is more compact. And now that you're seeing that over the past 5 years, or 4 to 5 years as a whole, I have seen 1 out of 5 people in the past 4 years at Ultimate Defense have had a red dot on their carry gun. When I finished that article, I went into the article saying, this is stupid, this is dumb, why would anybody do this? 2/3 of the way through the article, I started to realize how technology was rolling as far as handguns and as far as optics and compensators. Dude, by the end of that fucking article, I was ready to put a red dot, a compensator, and a fucking flared magwell on my carry gun.
I'm seriously thinking about it. Like, I would, if I could get a Archon and a compact Gen 19 footprint with a red dot, an enclosed red dot, I'd rock that shit all day.
Don't you do a appendix carry?
Yeah.
Well, don't you just rock like a Glock 19 with the stuff you just wanted? Or a 3, like I rock a 365 XL with a HoloSun 507K on it.
Well, I'm just saying, in a perfect world, that's what I would run. But I have no problem running a Glock 19. What I would like to see is Delta Point come out with their enclosed version. They came out with that goofy thing with the little like peep sight, and I get why they did it.
Yeah, I
Like,
do too.
I get why they
I
did
do
it
too.
because it's user serviceable on the gun. The thing I don't like about it is you don't have redundancy with, because I like having backup iron sights. I like the redundancy because I've had dots go out all the time in the worst situation, and for me, which is competition.
Isn't that Murphy's Law?
Yeah. So like my AK, I burned out 2 primary arms in the middle of a match, and I still need to run. I was at Red October, and I still need to be able to shoot, so I had to run irons. Luckily, I had my irons co-witness. Same
But
thing
you
with.
could just, if
You could,
situations
worst
like that-
case, you could try to do a ghost ring thing, but if you're trying to, like, at Bart's matches where you have to hit center nervous sense,
Right.
you need to be able to aim. And ghost ringing it is one thing, but being able to aim and take a precision shot on a hostage or a no shoot or
Well, I'm
whatever.
thinking more like say if it's a precision shot on a hostage, and
You gotta be able to aim.
precision shoot. But if it's like you thinking more of I gotta save my own life, and it's gonna be between 5 and 50 yards.
Keanu Reeves put one through his own buddy's shoulder in the first fucking Speed movie, and if that's not acceptable, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I concur.
But
Also, I got in trouble for mentioning that at a fucking Marine Corps shoot.
my next carry gun, my next carry gun will have a red dot on it.
Yeah, I actually upgraded from a 365 to an XL just because I could put a dot on it.
Yep.
And then the Rona hit, and I never really got the chance to use it in a match because this whole ordeal hit. But hopefully this shit, the whole thing, clear. But as I said before, Scott, it's not the future. It's now, and now we're going to enclosed optics, and I'm ready for that whole ordeal to kick off as well.
And this is how you know, like, over the past.
see etched. I would love to see an sorry, Ben.
I'm sure you will.
I would love to see so what reminds me of the L-can, right? I love the fucking L-can because it's etched. It's got that red dot, but it's also etched. And whenever they can figure that technology out, that's it. That's game over. You literally have a gun that's got you have a sight that's got redundancy built into it. It's an etched reticle with a red dot. That's
What are you gonna say?
First of all, Elkin, I'm better than you. Well, I'm joking. Those are actually like really dope optics. Like those are pretty sick. The first time I got hands on one, I'm like, all right, this is pretty sweet. But no, that's you know that it's and you can be as resistant as you want to, or as I like to call it, as wrong as you want to, because you know it's become popular because Glock did it first with their MOS, and then you saw SIG in Springfield, and then you saw Walther did it at some point in time. HK is doing it now.
Finally,
every
They're-
goddamn gun's got the option.
Well, and so
STI or staccatos
and let's go back even further. The Fnx Tac 45.
Yeah.
The Fnx
That's
Tac.
one of the first ones I think I can
OG.
think of. Yeah.
The Fnx Tac 45 originally came out with a slide cut and a threaded barrel, suppressor height night sights. That is like we used to market that gun at Ultimate Defense as this is the perfect home defense gun. Not because it's all ready and set up to go for all this other extra stuff, but if you did suppress this gun, most of your 45 off the shelf
already,
are
yeah.
already subsonic.
Subsonic.
So you can take a gun that's built for subsonic, that has a double stack capacity, that does not feel like a 2x4 or a Mark 23,
Yeah.
that you can add an RMR and still co-witness it with sights or lower 1/3 with sights, throw a light on it and a suppressor.
Off spray. I remember seeing those with the off
Oh,
sprays
dude,
on
with the
them.
Osprey.
Oh, yeah.
And that's 7 reasons why that is such a great gun. Well, I went from this to naming off 5 reasons and then coming back to 2 to having 3 left remainder. So yeah, fuck you, Ryan. You think you're smart because you went to college?
How
Fuck
did you-
you, asshole. Some of us learned how to fucking shoot,
Now, what
not how to
you,
read.
Scott?
Fuck
How
you.
you feel about all this?
But-
So
well, what I was gonna say is, no, y'all just keep you keep cutting me off. F&H did it first, and then you've seen so many other major manufacturers follow suit, and that's how you know that it's the wave of the future.
Kimber have read that?
Man, fuck Kimber.
Taurus don't. What are you gonna say though?
so what I was actually going to
Shit
bring
would
up.
fall off.
What I was going to bring up is the fact that I've actually had a lot of interest in pistols with optics. And one of the things that is actually I've been kind of keeping my eye on, just because I'm really interested on how the market's going to take it, the MP155. Are you guys familiar with that shotgun?
Who makes that?
Is that Russian? Is that Russian shotgun? Mm-hmm. I am very aware of that. Oh, also, I also forgot to mention Smith & Wesson M&P Core Series had RMR cuts.
Yes, it did.
After F&H, not before Glock, and then CZ did it last.
All right.
I just want to cover all my
Here we
bases
go.
there.
This is the photo right here.
The future is now, old man.
Oh yeah, I see that shit. Yeah, I've seen that.
Russia's stock standard shotgun that looks like a fucking salient.
Yeah, what's up with it?
So this actually has a heads-up display.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. So this guy here is actually part of the heads-up display, and so is this. And it has an ammo tracker. So whenever you do a reload, it does pluses, and whenever you shoot around, it does a minus. And you can actually keep a track on what's going on, how it's running. It'll tell you when it needs to be cleaned. It's legit. Now the thing is, they announced that this is still a prototype. You can still get it, but it's going to be a gadget gun.
I was gonna say, what happens
it's
when
not.
it's wet?
Yeah, that's one of the things. It said they announced that it is an amazing gun. It does a lot of stuff that they're promising, but there's some stuff that they said that it just can't do right now because of the technology.
I think there's software updates that I wonder.
That's one of them.
I always
There's
wanted to not have to have software updates. Like,
You're gonna have to.
You'll
glitches.
always.
it might need to, but it should be able to run for the rest of its life without having one.
Oh yeah, is that so? Their AOL dial-up.
so
Yeah, because fucking AOL from the get go was fucking ready for life. Yeah, dude.
I can't do that.
Dude, you'd be fucking running around with a shotgun with fucking Ethernet cable in the back of that bitch, trying to get a Wi-Fi router off your backpack.
Looking like Quake. I can see like this. I think the video game Quake or like.
It's got its own
Dude.
hotspot.
Yeah.
This is somewhere in between. Yeah. It'll have
Bluetooth.
$100 extra $50. You get a Wi-Fi booster for that bitch.
It'd be perfect.
No, dude. So this thing's somewhere in between
What the fuck
Quake,
is wrong with you?
Halo, and Salient Arms.
Yes.
Thank you.
Quad damage.
So
Follow me for my financial advice.
So because of like, I remember hearing about it. If my memory is correct, I remember hearing about it from Grantham. He did a like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, yeah, what the fuck is that shit? I looked into it. I'm just like, holy shit, this is the fucking future. If we can find a way to make that durable, that just changed the game for a lot. Imagine actually having, just like in Halo, your round count right there. There
How
you go.
fucking first world is that? This makes me laugh.
No,
It's like,
I'm so excited for it.
and we're gonna still have people still shoot us with AKs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have those guys who gonna have one of those shotguns and still have an old ass AK.
Fucking. So we're talking about AKs on the last podcast. Garrick's like, man, that thing, blah blah blah. It's the manual arms is different. It's kind of hard to shoot. I'm like, there's 6-year-olds in Africa rocking that shit like champs.
If you give them an AR-15 or MC, they do the same exact thing. That doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Kids can shoot whatever, and
Yeah.
they can shoot an M16 just as fucking fun.
Right.
Probably shoot it better because they'll be blown off their ass with that fucking recoil piece of shit and under pulling the charge handle back to load it. We understand why it's on that side, so you don't get gas on your face because that makes fucking sense. But it's just like people have that shotgun, and it probably gets shot by a guy with an AK, or in our case, we in Missouri, a Draco.
A chopper.
You'd be like, as you sit there with your tactical shit, play carrier, and wearing your 511 jeans, and you sit there bleeding out because some guy with a Draco just took you out. You're like, but I had the cool gear.
But I knew I had 7 rounds.
Software
No, it
update,
would be
bitch.
cool if you could run a taser out of that thing too, though. That would be neat.
Oh yeah, there you go. We put the wrong bullet. It's not a taser. It's a slug. I just killed this person. I'm gonna pass on that one. Oh, let's get rid of that human error. Like you said earlier with Sig, we're gonna just get rid of this human error. We're gonna count for stupidity.
Lowest common denominator.
Man, fuck non-lethal.
I'd watch that video though. I meant to tase him. Yeah, well, that was a 3-inch slug.
I thought I took out my taser and shot the guy in the back. It's like,
That's a big hole.
huge difference, sir. Huge
The
difference.
barbs do that?
It's like, no. No, he's dead now. So
My bad.
Sorry, Scott.
It's okay.
We'll get to Star Wars at some point.
it's not
I
Star
hope not.
Wars, man. It's the situation being
So-
just having to work there.
We don't need to keep talking about that. Doesn't need to be a recurring theme of this show. I think this is actually what's bringing the company down.
Wait, the company's actually going down? I thought you all making record profits.
No, we're making regular profits.
No, record, not regular.
Yeah, no, record profits. So we're doing that, but Scott is taken away from the goal of tactical shit, as most of us find it.
What, Brovet?
Did you say brovet?
Yeah, dude.
You've never heard that term?
I have not.
Are you serious?
Serious.
That's like the basis of this fucking story.
See, he's too fucking focused on Star Wars. He's like, well, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in the Star Wars universe and with the actors
Hey,
in the
that's
universe.
a
and
whole
everything
ass
else.
thing right there. Like I really thought I thought you knew what that was when you worked here.
Yeah, why don't you just open your mind a little bit, Scott?
I'm sorry, my mind is currently being opened to a series of
Star
books
Wars.
that's called the Universe of the Fractal Verse. That's what I'm listening to right now.
Oh my God! Just tell me you're fucking better than me and get on with it.
So, the last thing that I want to get into, because we're coming up on 2 hours, so it's just going to be short, and it's pretty much these guys going to be interrupting me the entire time.
Damn, it's
Yeah,
almost
we
7
have
o'clock
better
yet.
we have better topics. Sorry.
So, the firing of an actor, i.e., Gina
Actress.
Carano, actor, actress, whatever.
Yes, we do. She actually says it in her shit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sorry, beep bop boop is what she says.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe the name is pronounced Gina.
The firing of Gina Carano. Now, those of you guys that follow us, you know, I bring her up on a pretty regular basis.
Those that follow Scott, he brings it up on a very regular basis.
Different podcast already.
That's Joey from the back saying, you talked about this for 3 separate podcasts already.
No, Joey, you're
This
wrong.
is
He's
the
talked about it on
update
every
of The
podcast.
situation.
No, we didn't talk about it last time when I was here.
No,
I doubt it. I'm one to
We
put
did
money
not.
on
We
it.
talked about Wonder Woman 1984 and Alex Ross.
I'll get behind that one.
I don't even want to get into that conversation again
Yeah.
about bad movies.
So this is actually the fact that conservatives are getting attacked like McCarthyism back in the 1960s and 70s when you had individuals being attacked because of the political aspects.
We already brought this up earlier about tribalism. That's all it is. It's just tribalism.
Now, do you think that this would lead into a correction, or do you think this is just only going to get worse?
It's going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse.
Absolutely gonna get worse.
Okay.
I expect
Now-
open fist fights in the street.
But I think we're already there.
Oh, well, then there we go.
Yeah. I
It's
just
not
think that-
like red dots.
This is
It's like the one guy. Who was the
hold
guy? Like Twitter or Facebook or whatever. He like went in with a gun the next day or some shit. Like I think that's what's going to happen. All these people are going to get basically blacklisted, and they're going to have any options. They're going to lose their shit, and then it's just going to be like
or
it's going to be
Ryan,
the post
we
office
can
all
just,
over again.
Or we can just get the fuck off social media. We can go back to the bars. We can go back to go chilling out. We can go back to the gym, the parks, and hey, what's up? I see you been shooting lately. What you been doing? And we go to the range and we see what you've been doing. Like, okay, I'm improving my shit because you've been improving your shit.
I say we go back to rotary phones.
On a personal level, I agree. But there's been so much money made and so much industry built around social media that I don't think it'll ever go away.
I agree with you. For places like this place where I work at, Eagle Armory SCL, no Fallon. Come on by, see it's the nest. You can we sold a lot of stuff that we normally couldn't sell on internet and things like that. But at the end of the day, is it helping you or is it hindering you? It's to the point to where now it's like, I'm not going off a subject with old girl. She got posted because she put up a something that we all knew about that people always want to act like it didn't happen. People got brought down first by their own selves, and then the government came and swept it up. She's put out something we already knew that always happens all the fucking time. We brought up earlier about tribalism and snitches. I goes, the police won't come round you up. The government won't either. It's going to be your own family that's going to rat you out. Like those people who were at the freaking, the January 6th thing, the thing at the Capitol, where the kids called the cops on their parents because they were there. That point was proven. These people will do that. We will rat ourselves out first, and we're gun owners. How many times on the internet are you read through those comments, and somebody goes, "You're not doing proper safety stuff. What you're doing is dangerous."
Your fingers on the trigger.
Hey, is that SPR have a stamp on it? Blah blah blah. I was like, why are you snitching?
Yeah.
He put his hand in front of the muzzle.
Like,
How the fuck else are you supposed to put a suppressor on, asshole?
you know, like, look at this. We're already police not on. You think everybody else gonna do it? And the government should go like, "Thank you, save me time, appreciate you." And then when you fuck up, they gonna be the ones to rat you out. So what she says already happened, will happen, and will continue to happen. Because you know what? We're still stupid as people, no matter what. No matter where.
Yeah, we all suck.
Which is why we all have jobs doing what we do.
Okay. So that is actually the last topics,
no
unless
Star
you
Wars,
guys
though,
have any final remarks.
Why is Ryan wearing a shirt?
Oh, why is one?
It's the off season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's not shirtless because it's too cold outside.
Oh, I
right
didn't
now.
know. I didn't know there was an off season for flexing. You also taking off working out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you don't walk around your apartment with the temperature at a good degree, with a cut off shirt, maybe some short
I'm
shorts.
keeping that shit at 62 degrees.
Hey, dude, if you want to
That's
walk,
expensive.
I know you walk around your own house in your own Daisy Dukes, but that's fine. That's cool.
I got a lot,
Hey, man,
a
look,
lot of silkies.
if you were smart, you would,
Met you in Silkies.
if you were smart,
I've met a lot of people in silkies.
hey, man, got my face on my own, dude.
Just right. I met him in Silkies, and we evolved to no shirts. And I'm like, man,
Yeah. There's going to be some rules written in IDPA for sure.
Hey, man.
All right. So,
Closing remarks.
closing remarks, I'd like to say thank you to all the shitheads coming in and dealing with our antics on a regular basis. Well, we are at episode 9. We are super close to episode 10. I'm really excited about the guests that I have lined up. It might take a week or 2 weeks for us to get that video out just because of scheduling, but it's going to be a special video and podcast. So again, thank you to all you shitheads dealing with our antics and listening. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, please direct them to Red, White, and Ben because I don't care for your shit anymore.
Red, White, and Ben on Instagram. We get the best fucking customer service in the world.
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah, he
answer
would.
my posts.
I will give you good information and tell you to go fuck yourself at the same point in time. I'll tell you
So-
what, dude. I'm the
just
best.
glad that was the shortest Star Wars conversation we've ever
Oh, thank God,
Because it
dude.
I told you guys it was not about Star Wars. It was about the actress, and you guys refused. It was just like, well, it's Star Wars. And
No,
like,
it's fucking Star Wars related, you fuckhead.
Exactly.
Don't even try to fucking dance around. Oh, no, it's not Star Wars, but
She
it is
could've
Star Wars.
fired
Fuck
It
you,
is.
Scott.
Yeah.
Push your fucking glasses up to your face, turn your nose up at us, and tell us you know more than you do. Whatever, dude. I fucking put more rounds down range than you have.
That is absolutely true. I'm not gonna debate against the fact that you have put down more range than
You put down more range. You put down range too. No, I've actually done it. I actually built ranges.
I've ran more ranges. Yeah.
So
But I love you, Scott, but you suck ass.
You know what? I'm not gonna tell the guys to do shit next shift. You're just gonna come into a dirty fucking store. I'm not gonna get anything done. It's gonna look like it does it like every other Tuesday.
Well,
nobody's gonna be able to get in anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's like you can't get through the fucking front door. Like,
but
what the
I
fuck
guess
we
we're gonna have
supposed
to. I guess we're gonna have to result to old Red, White, and Ben, where I'm just fucking angry all the time, which is gonna be shitty for everyone.
So you go back to Ryan like Ben.
That buddy,
My door will be closed.
It'll be Red, White, and Ben pre-manager,
I am available.
where I
for
give
therapy
a
after
shit
that
about
if you need me.
less.
So, thank you guys. Thank you, Marquis, for coming in. It actually means a lot to me.
You need the color. I'm here for it.
Ryan, thanks, and we even have a small audience. So, Hi.
Hey, Joey.
So,
I'm not waiting.
this guy's gonna come over here and talk about adding color, but he ain't gonna paint his fucking rifles. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Fuck you up.
You so, dude, your rifles are so racist.
Did you paint your rifle in combat?
No, I wasn't allowed to. I was regular infantry. That's why I always paint them now.
Fucking bathroom with his piss.
Dude, damn right. Yeah.
Shit, dude, that was wild. Sorry, I respect this, bro.
Fuck Katy Perry.
Barry, check your trailer.
Yeah.
This itch, I can't figure out why. And it's like now she knows.
Yeah.
Come at me from 2012 to 2014. Can't remember the year. Whatever.
All right.
My only. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we're signing
Trying
off.
to cut it out.
I know. I was going to say my closing remark is going to be a little bit shorter than the last time we covered the topic. Guns, ammo, and firearm-related accessories are very important. Body armor, plate carriers, and setups are vastly important. But the most important thing at the end of the day, everybody can make holes, not everybody can plug them. Take a medical class, buy medical supplies. Here coming up on, what is that, the 20th of February, if this episode comes out beforehand. The 20th of February, we're running a really well in-depth medical class here at TacticalSht at 2 p.m. Please sign up on Friday or before Friday. It'll be about $100 for the class, or you can sign up and pay $250, which will come with a really, really good in-depth medical kit, which will also get you free entry to the class. Having a firearm and ammo and extra magazines is important. Having gear, body armor, and mag pouches is important. But if you don't have any sort of medical training, you're kind of fucked. It's the whole mindset of, I don't need to do this because somebody else will. Well, medical supplies and medical training is probably the least sought after. So everybody, as much as you can, go out and seek that stuff, because it is more important than the firearm itself.
All right. So,
Then get serious.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, dude.
Mark
right,
Keith,
Grant.
closing remarks.
Got to be serious for one sentence at
I'm not
least.
gonna piggyback off the first sergeant, but I was gonna say
Whoa.
we're gonna get training, get gear, get good gear. Don't get bullshit. Get good gear. If you need some good gear, like I say, you come here to Tactical Shit, pick up your stuff, see one of Scott or Ben. If you need some firearms or firearm accessories, come on down and see me over at Eagle Armory STL. If you need training, I can hook you up with somebody that you can go to go get done. But most importantly, say, get the shit you need. Get the training you need. Take time for it. Now, for fuck's sakes, go take all that training and tactics you learn and go to a match and utilize it. Don't be scared. It's going to be fun. It's going to be addicting. Just get out there and get in the community. And then once you get in the community, look at these laws and fight all the tyranny that's coming down from your neighborhood to your city to your state to the nation. Most importantly, these people is be a fucking adult. So I'm asking, be an adult.
Hold on.
What you got, Joey?
I say, if you love the Second Amendment, you support anything, go donate to gun policy, too.
Yeah, the
Gun
gun.
Policy is going to be, you can probably repeat that too, because you probably can't hear me, but it's probably going to be the best bet for Second Amendment rights and everything else in between, just getting the voice out there and not getting our shit stripped from us, whether it's legal or not illegal.
So there's a place called the Gun Policy that a lot of
It's
people
Gun
are
Policy Coalition.
Gun Policy Coalition that a lot of people are going through just to donate money in and their time to get more information out, to get money to lawyers that are pro-gun and to fight against a lot of the shit that's going on. A lot of you that follow TJ or Sid Glockencold, our boss here at Tactical Shit, he has told a lot of people, donate whatever you can, as little as you can. Like, you don't have to fucking, be dividing your paycheck in half to give to them, but any sort of money that can go to these lawyers to help fight against it. At the same point in time, I know TJ has been saying that I mean, fuck, everybody for the last year or so has been doing such great numbers as profit because the industry is booming that he's saying that everybody in our industry should be donating at least $5,000 or so just to this coalition, just to fight whatever's going on in, you know, the Capitol and everything like that as far as going against us. So if you can stand to donate some, please do. If you're a part of the industry that is making fucking money hand over fist, then please donate a little bit more if you can as well, you know, as long as you're not some small mom and pop shop, but help us, you know, help you as far as keeping what we have as far as our rights and our Second Amendment.
HR 127, some scary shit, guys. Super scary shit.
You want motherfuckers hitting up your exes about fucking whether you should have a gun or not? I didn't think so. They're exes for a reason.
Yeah.
My exes love me.
So my parting words.
You lied to them. You lied to them.
My parting words are going back to the poors versus the whatever. Snobs. Just ask questions, right? I think the difference between a poor, a snob, and a gun enthusiast is their ability and acceptance of asking questions. Do not think you know everything, because you do not. If you, I can't remember what the quote is, but if you think you know everything, you're never a master. So you're always a student. So ask questions. Ask questions of your friends. Ask questions of people at the shop. Ask questions of people at matches. Always ask questions, because it will uncover things that you will have never known unless you ask. So there's a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot of misinformation, but as long as you continue to ask questions from the people that you trust, from the people that know what they're talking about, you'll get those answers. And you know, if you think that a $30 NC Star optic is going to work on your 308, it's not. But
you could have bought a box of ammo with.
Right. So ask questions.
Not these days.
Become knowledgeable on what you do. You know, trust the internet as far as you can throw it. But really, it's time to be knowledgeable. Not only knowledgeable about firearms, medical, and gear, but it's time to be knowledgeable about how to communicate with others. It's time to be knowledgeable about how to enact change in the government. So it's time to wake up. So ask questions. Learn from your neighbors, and let's start being a community. Yep.
If you got any questions, come to Tactical Shit here to St. Peter's. Go to Ultimate Defense on 79. Go to Eagle Armory out on Highway K. All three of those shops are highly recommended by us. We send people to every which way all the fucking time, because we know all three shops, including ours, are doing their best, as long as we're not getting a million retarded questions a day.
It's a community.
Yes, it's a community. Just because we are working at different companies doesn't mean that there's animosity here. Like, we will talk to each other, we will listen to each other, and we will always help each other.
But I do hate Joey.
Yeah.
Myself too.
Good old butthole eyes. Cancer hands.
All right.
Edward Cancer Hands, I think.
Edward Cancer Hands?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We love you, Joey.
We got some editing to do, Scott. This ain't coming out.
What are you talking about, dude? This is probably the least edited one ever. And you know what? Stop editing my shit out. The people need to hear the truth.
Nope. I'm going to edit all your shit. You're not going to have a single word that you said that's going to be gone. All of it's going to be gone tonight.
Yeah, dude. This motherfucker edited out my section where I told on the podcast.
Stop it recording.
I was like, man, fuck my real parents. I'm cool with my adopted ones.
Yeah.
Why'd you edit that out?
I don't know. Ask his pussy ass.
Well, that's real.
Because
It's too real for the podcast.
no, because you're so goddamn drunk. You're way the fuck back here, going like this. No one could hear what you're saying on the mic.
That's probably 'cause I was leaning away from.
You use closed captioning.
I was probably leaning away from the Star Wars conversation before that.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe. But I think the Star Wars conversation was actually earlier in that part.
Oh, either way, I wanted to get away from
Do
it.
close the shop so I can go home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, are you going to wrap this thing up or what?
I'm trying to, motherfucker.
I like how our closing remarks are like a Midwestern goodbye.
Yeah, it is. Just keeps going.
All right, man. Hey, I'll catch you later. It's been great seeing you and everything like that. By the way, did you hear about this new thing that they're coming out with?
95% of our customers do.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, man, it wouldn't be so cold outside if it wasn't for the wind.
And if everybody had more ranch.
Yeah, if everybody had more ranch, the world would go more around.
So, on behalf of here at Tactical Shit,
thing.
Ryan, Markeith, Ben, myself, I'd like to say thank you and have a good day.